Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another fine, fun-packed E3 edition podcasting thing, like we always do, which is now our fifth entry.
Our fifth?
Our fifth. Yes, we have been doing this for half a decade.
My God, didn't we think it was the fifth one last year?
We did, unfortunately, because it shows how much we're keen on these bloody things. I forget how many years we've been doing them, but you know, it's been such a long time, hasn't it? I mean, we've seen consoles come.
Yep.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen any goers yet because
Yeah,
the last fucking hardware cycle was so long.
Well, I suppose we've seen the PS Vita come and go, but
is the PS Vita officially dead now?
I believe they stopped manufacturing it.
Oh my God! I know there's still a few games dribbling out. But...
Yeah, it's all but it's all focused on indie stuff now. I mean, I don't know if whenever you get like the free game on PSN, you get like a bundle and you get a PS Vita version with it for free and stuff like that. So that's the only reason I've got a Vita library now.
That, and they're still releasing all the Lego games on Vita because they released the Lego games for literally everything.
Yes,
I've got an Auric 1 version of the Force Awakens Lego. I mean, it's primitive, but it works, you know. Oh my God.
Oh.
So what are your overall impressions this year, Larry?
I think I quite like the idea of having so many games this year, which is a hugely stupid thing to say, but...
No, I know exactly what you mean.
They seem to be focusing on like hardware and talking about, oh, look, you could watch NFL on there. Well, I don't care about NFL. I want to play games. It's the whole focus of E3 should be about games, and luckily they have done that quite well this year by showing us the same games they've been showing us every single year for the past. oh, look, here's the Last Guardian. Oh, I've not seen that. Isn't that exciting? You know, hell, here's a new Zelda game that's a complete rip of Skyrim. Oh, I've not seen that before. How exciting!
I've got to say, actually, that something that has not upset me, but sort of seems odd, is a lot of the games last year that I was excited about.
They're still not out.
Yeah, still not out. And in fact, half of them haven't even been mentioned this E3.
Yeah, what, like Shenmue, that everybody's put like $8 million in.
Exactly. And it's like, what? But hang on. Where are the ones from last year I was excited about? They seem to have disappeared. What?
Well, some of the ones they announced last year, they sort of pushed them out quietly, like the reboot of Shadow of the Beast. Sorry, I'm going to say Shadow of the Cloud.
Oh God, I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah, it come out a couple of weeks ago. And
did it?
Yeah.
What? Like a retail release on disc?
No, digital only.
It did look like absolute fucking monkey bollocks. But
well, you do get the original Amiga version with it.
Well, that was terrible as well.
I know.
People liked it because it was pretty and had nice music. It was an appalling game, you know. I remember being really slapped down in the playground for that. Oh, it's amazing. It's like, no, it's boring and shit. It's not a very good game at all.
So basically, like being on the internet then. So.
Yeah. It must have been. That was our internet test ground in the plane. Yeah. But I was proven to be correct 38 years later when they fucking finally admitted it. God almighty. So what's next? Sword of Sodan HD? Bloody hell.
Well, I've got to say about all these Psygnosis games. They've sat on Lemmings, though, haven't they?
Oh, God, I'd forgotten that was a thing.
They own Lemmings, so they've done nothing with it. They should have brought it out on the iPad. I mean, that would have been an absolutely perfect game for mobile touch phones.
That's so ridiculous. Now you've said that. That is like the perfect game. Touchscreen. Why the hell isn't Lemmings out on iPad?
Yeah, I was just Sony hoarding their licenses and stuff like that.
Bloody IP play. Buy all the IPs, hoard them up, never do anything with them. Oh, maybe we could have made some money. Oh.
I know. It's a Sega as well. That is.
Oh, fuck me. Yes, Streets of Rage, Space Harrier, Golden Axe, all dead as dawn as well. They tried that Beast Rider game, but fucking hell.
That was just a God of War knockoff, that wasn't it?
Really poor God of War knockoff as well, yeah.
Well, apparently they're thinking about re-releasing Shenmue 1 and 2 on digital. But...
I think that's a really good idea, because they can't just come out with a third one now when the first and second are 48 years old, you know.
They're just... So, shall we talk about each showing?
Let's start with Microsoft, since we've already touched on them.
First of all, I have noticed you were rather angry in the Twitters about the new Xbox S.
Yeah, not angry about it, but it seems a very dangerous move, doesn't it? For starters, it doesn't seem like a fresh console. It has a whole 32X thing, which has never really worked in games.
Oh, you're talking about the Scorpio, are you?
Oh, yeah, fuck, the S. Sorry, I've got them confused. Yeah, fuck, I'd forgotten about the S. The S was just like the...
Well, basically, instead of making it look like a giant 80s VCR, they've made it look like a 90s router.
Oh man, it's great. Yeah, I can get like much faster Wi-Fi reception.
They've been a little bit misleading because they're saying, "Oh, you can now play games in. No, you can now it can now stream in 4K, and you can't play games in 4K. You can only watch movies and Blu-ray movies in 4K, which nobody really bothers with, really."
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of ones you can stream in that. I mean, Netflix have got a few, and that's your lot, really, isn't it?
And you need to have a decent broadband for that as well.
Yes, you bloody well do. And a 4K television, which very few people have. I've technically got one in the office. And I say technically because it's like 4K, but it's only a cheap bastard. The only reason I've got it is because it wasn't any more money. But literally all I've done is I've put a couple of photos through it at 4K, and a couple of us sat there looking really closely at the screen going, oh, yeah, you can see it. It's a bit, oh, yeah, look, there's a bit more black definition.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Well, I think people have been reluctant to buy 4K tellies because they were so burnt about 3D televisions.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that was not a good thing, was it?
3D TV is a future, and future getting migraines and just sticking to the 2D section of it. I mean,
the problem with 4K is you need a massive television and to be very close to it for it to make any conceivable difference.
Well, that's technically the same for HD as well. You need one at least 40 inches to get the benefit of HD.
That's true, yeah, but the difference between 720 and 1080, yeah. But even people I know who are really big TV heads and do video for a living are like
Max Headroom.
Yes. And Scratchy and Co. Yes. When they appear floating outside my office window after I've been eating those weird mushrooms again.
Didn't have a noose around his neck when he was hanging around your wall.
Oh, too soon,
Larry.
Mark Spate, never forget. Poor old Spate.
I know. I felt poor sod.
That was horrible. But yeah, he is dead. So it would be a slight worry
you are, Stuart.
if he appeared outside my window.
Yeah, but I think the whole purpose of the Xbox S is just completely stupid because the thing was, look, we'd bring out a new slimline version, but don't get that because we've got a new one coming out next year.
Yeah, nobody wants the fucking set. As soon as a new one, they'll give you all the bullshit in the world about, oh yeah, man, they're going to coexist and all the games are going to be out for both. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody wants the inferior one once the new one is out. No. The only thing that may turn the tide of that is if the new one costs so much money it's frightening. And then it just failed.
It's actually a psychological term for that as well, for a business to say, look, we got this one coming out, but by the way, there's a new one coming out next year. It's going to be even better. And they completely, well, I'm not going to buy it then. Yeah,
which is, it's just stupid, isn't it? Announcing shit. And it's happened in the past in this industry and really hurt.
I think the Oric, wasn't it the Oric?
That was, yeah. Yeah, they did, announcing the... fuck me, that's a really old reference.
Exactly,
It's weird, we've managed to reference the Oric twice.
I think my favourite line from the guy who created the Oric, he says that those on the leading edge tend to get impaled, which is true. Yeah. I mean, that's what Apple does, isn't it? They wait for somebody to innovate something and rip it off. And
pretend they invented it.
Yeah.
Go, yeah.
And then get priced out of the market by Samsung.
Yeah. Oh dear!
But the best line about the Xbox S was the sales pitch was, "It's the smallest Xbox yet."
Yes,
there's only been two.
What you mean is it's smaller than the other Xbox One?
Yeah,
great. I'd be worried if you made it bigger, you'd need to buy a fucking warehouse to keep it in. God almighty. It does frighten me every so often. I remember how big the Xbox One is when you take the power brick into consideration as well.
Exactly, yeah.
And they've announced that the whole DVR thing isn't going to be a thing now, is it? They've given up on that.
Oh, well, nobody really does that anymore. They just want to stream stuff.
Yeah, and it was... Well, we've said what a clusterfuck that launch was. Oh man, it's going to be your multimedia hub nobody wants. Sony was like, we're going to have games. Like, yeah, you kind of won out to the public's hearts and minds on that one, didn't you? Is the Kinect 2 officially dead?
The Kinect 2, there's no ports on the back of the Xbox S for it, but they are going to supply a USB adapter for it.
Oh, are there any games made for Kinect anymore?
No,
other than Just Dance.
I don't know. I think there might be the odd voice command or something coming out or something, but I think it's pretty much dead. Nobody wants it.
Yeah, and yet it was an integral part of the experience. You can't have it on without it.
Well, that's why they got Rare doing other stuff now for them, haven't they? Instead of doing sports games and crap like that, actually letting them do stuff that they're famous for.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, they got that Sea of Pirates. What's it called?
Oh, yes, Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves, yes.
Yeah, that looked like a lot of fun. The sort of cool. It was very much the year of the slow motion trailer with somebody singing over the top of it, and that was one of the cooler ones. But when they actually showed the gameplay, it kind of looked a bit like busy work.
Mm.
Just you want to do the fun.
Oh yeah, like you have to get
not swab the fucking decks
and have 4 people doing a rotating mini game, button pressing, quick time event to pull up the riggings and stuff, the masts.
Yeah, I mean, it could be good, but I was thinking, oh man, I'm really on board for this. Then I saw the gameplay, I was like, oh, not so sure now.
No.
But yeah, I'll keep an eye on it because you never know. You never know. Can't write it off this early, but you don't just want to be pulling on ropes.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is, if you're going to play, you've got to have playing with friends and that sort of game. If you're going to be playing with random strangers, it's going to be doing.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
Yeah,
that doesn't even bear thinking about.
Running off doing their own thing and that.
Yeah, and deliberately fucking everything up.
Yeah, and
for their trolling YouTube video.
Oh yeah, epic fail.
Yeah, of me fucking everyone up and trolling them, and I get 400 views.
Angry British guy rages.
Yeah.
You got a giant picture of a baby on the cover or some title cards. I mean, epic fail baby rage
in impact font with some sort of pastel bright color in the background
and enough exclamation marks that can fit into the thumbnail. So.
Oh God.
And
yes, Sea of Thieves. Not sure on that. So going back to Project Scorpio, what do we actually know about it? Very fucking little. It's going to deliver 4K gaming.
It's going to deliver 4K gaming, but somebody said that just might be it, that it can upscale games to 4K, but I don't believe that. I do believe,
the problem is when you put it into 4K, that takes up so much fucking power, because, 4 times the fucking pixels, literally. So, kind of, well, is it going to actually look much better? Or is it literally going to exist along... Well, what they're implying is it's going to exist alongside the Xbox One. Games will be released for both. How long that will go on for, depends how it sells, I suppose. But the thing is, you can't have something going out for both unless you're really hamstringing the new hardware and just literally upscaling what's already there almost.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to put in a shitload of work for a really amazing, super-duper Project Scorpio version if it's not sold the numbers.
Yeah, I mean... if you can expect that some people are just going to be lazy and just do like a 60-frame version of a game and not do anything else, or maybe a bit of extra shadow effects and stuff like that. Just simples. Well, I'm not going to say simple because I'm not a programmer, but or just the obvious stuff that you'd expect. So it's not going to add to the game much. So it's going to be basically a high-res and low-res version of the game, mostly. It's going to be, but both this and the PS4 Neo, they're essentially. The PS4 Neo and it's just essentially a backwards compatible PS5, and they can't admit that because it's been such a short generation this time. And the last one lasted 10 years, and this one's barely 2.
That's weird, isn't it? I really can't get my head around this. And the PlayStation stuff, they don't seem to have announced anything, but other than, all the Neo, whatever they're calling it, will do is deliver 4K. It'll be exactly the same. I think it's because
they have announced that it's going to be coming out this year. It's 100% coming out this year.
Fuck! I did not know that.
I know, and it might be as soon as a month after Gamescom. That might be when they're going to announce it there.
Shitty ass sticks. Which is my new catchphrase. Look out for that in the future.
So are you going down there this year to cosplay as Hitman?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I do, and I'm not cool enough for the guys these days. Plus, I think I really fucked up the audio in the last video I did at Gamescom. So I don't think I'll be invited.
So
back.
But
I'll fucking go if I am though, because it's experience.
So it's going to be quite interesting what's going to happen on a technology-based performance level if the PS4 Neo's coming out this year and the Xbox Scorpio's coming out next Christmas.
Yeah.
So either
this has really surprised me. I was not expecting this stuff.
So either PlayStation is going to have a huge lead ahead of this superior power, or the Xbox is going to be far more powerful.
Yeah, fuck me, it's an odd one, isn't it? It really is. I just keep thinking 32X the whole time.
I think we are ready for a 32X type adapter, but I think it would be better as sort of like a graphics card cartridge that you can plug into the back, sort
Yeah.
of like the CD I had with the video graphics thing, you know.
This is true. So, I mean, you are having to buy a whole new fucking box, and it's going to be cheap. It's going to be very hard for the kids to convince mum and dad to buy a new bloody Xbox One or PS4 when they just bought a new one 2 years ago, you know. It's very odd. Do you think half of the PlayStation one is that they found it wasn't, or the existing PS4 wasn't really powerful enough to run their VR hardware?
That's what the rumours going about is. So I think it's going to be very... If you look at the initial batch of PSVR games, they all very sort of look like HD PS2 games.
Yeah.
Like that Getaway one. That looks very sort of simple. Very
From my
PS2-ish.
inside VR sources, of which I have a few, everybody has said...
You've got the Lawnmower Man.
Yes, that's literally... He appears at my window when Scratch and Co have gone, all sort of pixelated and horrified. Hello, the Lawnmower Man's in your head now, which is the only line I can remember. Pierce Brosnan keeps coming, trying to bat him away with a broomstick. But it's not
Matt Frewer's going to play
No, people are
actually,
not...
he would, and he actually played Max Headroom as well. That's quite ironic.
Yes, he did. Yeah, absolutely.
And he also voiced the Pink Panther. Which...
I did not know that.
Yes.
Shit.
That's sort of the 90s reboot of the Pink Panther where they thought, let's give him a voice.
Yeah, and everybody hated it.
Yeah.
Poor old Matt Frewer.
I like Matt Frewer.
He's a good man.
Yes.
Well, he seems to be anyway. I haven't had lunch with him.
I'm sure he gives lots of charity.
That's it. And
so
kisses babies better when they're feeling ill.
Yes. And
but not in an Operation U-Tree sort of way.
and he always bids the max amount of money when he does a Humble Bundle.
Yeah. And spends ages moving the little sliders to make sure everybody gets a fair amount.
Not like... he doesn't. He's so generous. He doesn't get pissed off by the time he goes up to the thing and it says a bid this amount or more to get thing, and it's like gone up a penny because he was.
Yeah, and he's like,
no, I've got to pay an extra penny now.
There is a weird psychological barrier to that. It really is annoying.
The Ebenezer Scrooge mentality.
Oh my god. So, what were we? I forgot.
Well,
oh yeah, the VR stuff. Basically, because the Oculus looks fucking amazing. The Vive looks pretty much the same, but you've got far more immersion due to the hand controllers already being with it and the room scale thing, so it works, a lot better. And then the PlayStation VR one is a bit. Well, you get the depth of field, and it feels like you're there, but it's so much behind even the simpler. Sort of demos you're getting for the PC stuff. But there we are, because a modern PC with a decent graphics card is going to be far more powerful than a console when pushed against something raw,
It's the PS Neo.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's basically so they want to get the first relatively cheap VR setup that people can use easily.
If I was really cool for Microsoft, I'd suggest they rename it the Xbox Morpheus. Because he was better than Neo. So.
Yeah, but the Morpheus was also the code name for the PlayStation VR.
Oh.
Yeah, it was called the Morpheus until really recently. Yeah.
Oh.
It's fucking weird, isn't it? Yeah, I reckon it's all VR based. Plus, Microsoft have been making VR noises about the Scorpion.
I heard they're just going to make it compatible with the Oculus.
That would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah,
I mean, it would save a lot of money, yeah.
Yeah, the Rift is the better sort of home one at the moment purely for the room scale stuff, which adds this extra sort of level of immersion. But I think the Oculus are playing a very long game with all Facebook's money.
You own one of the dev kits, don't you?
I used to have one of the DK1 dev kits. I had the Oculus consumer version on pre-release, and then shortly before they shipped, I had a chance to use that and the Vive. And like every single person in the room, I cancelled my Oculus pre-order and ordered the Vive instead. Because the hand controllers and the room scale thing working so well just blew the other one out of the fucking water. The actual headset's not as nice. The Oculus One, for me, felt slightly better, and it's physically slightly smaller, which is nice.
Did I hear it's got a larger field of view?
I believe so, but that's so small it makes no fucking difference. I did notice, though, the Oculus Fresnel lenses had more of a halo effect, this sort of God ray sort of thing going on than the Vive did, although that wasn't a massive thing. It was not something that would sway me either.
Oh, okay. You have a picture of Master Chief in front of your eyes.
Yeah, that's literally at all times. So, out of the way, mate, I'm trying to play. Out of the way. Okay, look, just bring Cortana, at least I can see through her.
Yeah. Get down, John.
Yeah. But now I've got the Vive set up in the office, and it's been pretty fucking amazing.
Ooh,
but
nice.
it's not for any serious gaming. And I don't know if it ever will be. I think that's one of those things people are like, oh, how are games going to work at games? And I think it's going to be kind of its own thing. But we shall see. We shall see. It's all early days. And there's everything to play for in the second half.
It's already happened for a ready money round.
I've got my bus fare home.
Say what you see.
Yeah. So, hardware-wise from Microsoft, we've got the Xbox One S, which is quite a nice idea for an upgrade, but nobody's going to want it because of Scorpio.
Yeah. I mean, there's no... Well, the only thing I could possibly see that people would want it for is you've got a 2 terabyte hard drive version. If you want that internally. I mean, I've got an external 2 terabyte hard drive for my one. I mean, I wish the PlayStation 4 would do that, because it won't let you do that. Apparently,
that's fucking annoying, that.
Apparently there's a bug. There's an issue with the launch batch of PS4 consoles that won't take an external hard drive or a hard drive over 2 terabytes.
Oh,
so yes.
I didn't realise.
Because I bought that thing that lets you put a 3.5-inch hard drive into a PlayStation 4. Like, come out. Actually, it never came out over here. I imported it from America. But and then I bought a 4 terabyte hard drive for it, and it just completely corrupted every single game I loaded onto it.
Brilliant.
So
well done, lads.
So don't buy that.
My launch PS4 died.
My launch one, the Bluetooth died on it, which meant I couldn't connect any controllers to it.
Oh, brilliant! So not even through the USB thing, because that's just charging.
No, you can. No, the USB thing works if you're using it for safe mode, but anything else doesn't work.
Fuck me.
So even if you're charging it with a USB controller while playing games, it's still running wirelessly.
Mine had that thing where it just permanently kept ejecting discs.
Oh.
Really fucking annoying. You could kind of set it up after it had done it once and turn it off a special way and unplug it from the wall and plug it back in, and then I could get like one session, until I turned it off again.
So what about digital games? Is that right?
Digital games, that would be fine, but it would still suddenly start going and trying to eject a disc that wasn't in there.
You didn't get anything stuck in it, did you?
No. It's a known fault with many of them. It's fucking annoying.
So your filthy Norwich miasma getting in the drives.
The Norwich ether has seeped in through the...
You're filthy. I took on a Great Yarmouth one day.
Yeah, well, that would be understandable. I got a bit of Hemsby in it. That was the end of that.
That's what happened to the old bag you kept talking about.
It's a bit of the rust.
Yeah.
Oh, God. But yeah, that's annoying, because I managed... My fucking launch Xbox 360 still works, unbelievably.
I've got one of them. I've purposely not touched it since, because I like the original firmware on it. You know, the old blades.
Oh, I do like the blades.
Yeah, it's quite smart in that, yeah.
I fucking hate the Xbox One's front end now. I mean, I turned it on for the first time in 18 months.
It's confusing as all hell now, isn't it?
Yes, shit everywhere. It's full of ads. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck, Microsoft? What you doing?
What you talking about, Microsoft?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to give. I couldn't remember his catchphrase. So it just sounded like a shrieky weirdo off Xbox Live.
So no, I don't like the idea of having to look at bloody adverts when I'm paying £40 a year just to use a service.
Yeah, come on, guys,
So one or the other, mate, please.
If you're paying money, you don't see the ads.
So, but that would be quite a good service, wouldn't it? Xbox Live with ads. I mean, that's what the Gizmondo did, wasn't it?
Yeah, smart ads. My God, yeah. Weren't so fucking smart in the long run.
Did I tell you what I did years ago with them as well? That I basically, when I was on television, they said, "Oh, I heard you talking about the Gizmondo. Would you like to borrow one for the show?" And I said, "All right then." And they said, "Oh, by the way, we do need it back afterwards." And basically, I kept making excuses to keep hold of it until they went out of business.
Hang on, so why did I give you mine if you already had
You
one?
didn't give me yours. I bought it off you.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. £70 that was.
Fuck me! I only paid 12 for it.
You got it. You got it. No. You got it from a bloody them macros dumping them or something.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. There was one in a display cabinet, and macro probably been in there for 400 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you one thing. That one I did actually buy. A while ago you done that video on the Amstrad touchpad thing.
Oh God,
like the Newton and all the stuff's melting off it. That's happening to the
That's happening. Yeah, I ended up finding a second-hand Gizmondo. I thought, oh, fuck it, I might review it one day. No, somebody sent me one. That's a complete lie.
Oh,
Fuck, so an American guy.
you're taking credit for all your fans. You
Yeah,
bastard.
don't tell anyone. That I immediately corrected.
Yes.
No, an American guy sent me one, which is really weird. So they've never sold over there. But yeah, that is happening on mine. It's all beginning to do that melting stuff like the Amstrads. Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you scraping it off? Because I found that if you sort of dab talcum powder on it, it does help.
Yeah, I think that's what I had to do for the pen pad when I reviewed it, if I remember. But no, I'm leaving it so people can see how it's melted over a remarkably short period of time. It even took the Amstrads years to melt, whereas the Gizmondo, I've forgotten which is which. Gizmodo is the website, Gizmondo is the handheld. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
One of them paid me to do microwave crisps. The other one,
Yes. I can't remember which it was. It might have just been money coming out of the
how
bottom.
are your microwave crisps? They started melting yet?
Do you know I do occasionally use that thing and then think, why have I done
I tell you what, that's really good for that thing. If you put bacon in it,
Oh,
that's what I've got a similar one, and I've got a bacon thing, and it's exactly the same as what you've got, except it's got like different shaped slats. But if you put bacon in there, and it does it lovely as well. Put it in there 5 minutes, and it's nice and crispy. Do you like crispy bacon, or
Oh yeah, I'm very much. I like it almost burnt.
So cremated?
Yes, cremated bacon.
That's what you want to do. You put it in there, get it all crispy in that, and then you could put it in a bag and have like bacon crisps. So yeah, if it's bad enough you keep snacking on sweets, I'm telling you how to get. You don't get to 30 stone without doing shortcuts like bacon crisps, mate. So.
I'm not sure this is a tutorial series you should be making. To be honest, I think most of our viewers know it already.
No.
If it involves bacon, I imagine they're experts. Every gaming person knows.
Barry's not listening to this, so he rips off my bacon crisp recipe.
Knowing Barry, he'd fully credit you for it. Oh, where were we? We were talking about Microsoft at one stage.
Shall we talk about the games they had? I'll tell you one.
Let's. Yeah, we've done the hardware. We've worked out Kinect is dead.
I tell you one game that did intrigue me was We Happy Few.
Now, I seem to remember that from last year's E3.
Was it?
I've been waiting for this for years.
Oh, bloody hell. Is it?
Yeah.
Is it done by Ken Levine, the guy who made BioShock? I heard. I'm not sure if it is.
I don't think it is. He was doing something, a Kickstarter one called the Black Glove or something that I backed on Kickstarter, but it didn't reach its goal, so it failed. Yeah, yeah. Fuck it. You mentioned it in your recent video.
Yes.
Which people should definitely go and watch. Yes. If they're not subscribed to Larry already, you should be doing that.
Yes.
If you're not subscribed to Larry, how did you know this video existed?
Yeah. Well, you probably recommended it on Twitter or something.
Well, yeah, might be. Oh, God.
I do like the idea of it because they were worried that people would be thinking it's a BioShock ripoff, but apparently it's more along the lines of sort of DayZ or H1Z1, and where you're in a city instead of like the countryside, and there's like there's happy policemen beating you up instead of zombies and.
It's an interesting setup, actually, the whole sort of 60s vibe, and it does look properly it's creepy as fuck.
It does.
It really does. Yeah, I'm quite down for that. Looking forward to that one. Sea of Thieves we touched on, didn't we?
Yes.
Project Scorpio isn't a game, and we've already mentioned it. So I'm just going to my notes here. Dead Rising 4. Fuck me, there was a lot of sequels, actually, from Microsoft's one. Gears of War 7, Dead Rising 4.
Yes.
And inexplicably...
Norwich Albion 0.
Queen of the South 12. Halo Wars 2. Yeah, Halo Wars 2. Why? Wasn't Halo Wars like Billy's first RTS game that nobody really liked?
Oh, yeah, Fisher Price of RTS games. That must have bombed as well because I've like, keep finding them in bargain bins for like £1, and this was like 6 months after it came out and stuff.
If I remember, yeah, within a few months of it coming out, I bought it for a £5 somewhere just for a mate who likes RTS stuff, and even he was like,
he likes collecting green DVD boxes.
He's got so many of them. They're all Halo Wars. It's weird. It turns out it was cheaper than buying an empty case. I believe that.
I've done that. That was what a lot of people do. That with old copies of Madden and FIFA that they buy. They buy them because like Asda's is given away for like 50p each because nobody wants them.
Yeah,
and I think
can believe that.
I bought every single edition of FIFA from 2006 to 2013 for £3.
Good God.
So yeah, but they're absolutely anyhow. More digression. Let's have a look at any more exclusives.
Scalebound?
Oh God.
No, I was excited by that. That seemed really good until I saw the gameplay footage. It's like that main character sounded like such a fucking douche. Really pissed me off.
Was it that obnoxious, hyper-excited anime characters?
So, yeah, hey guys, let's go fucking do this. Yeah, so cool. Yeah, woo. Calling the dragon big guy and stuff like that. It's like, what the fuck?
Awkward, yeah.
It was really disappointing. I don't know if there's like a character creator or something, so you can maybe tone him down a bit, but that was really disappointing. I mean, I quite like the idea of there's this sort of more modern edge to it with the dragons and that. That's a bit different than just pure high fantasy stuff, but it was just awful, really fucking awful. There's no way I could put up with that bloke and play the game. Very disappointing. It looked quite nifty other than that.
Oh, that's a shame. You're into those sort of things, then?
Not generally. It just looked a bit different, looked a bit fun. But yeah, douchey McDouchebag and his shrieking. It was like having a really annoying Let's Player in your ear the whole time. I mean, I don't know what Let's Players are going to do for that game. Actually, that'll be
there'll be the silly competition of being the most obnoxious twat. They got State of Decay 2. That's coming out.
Another sequel.
Which is quite ironic because that's exactly the same thing about the dentist said about my mouth the other day. So, but it looks quite good. I love the idea of State of Decay. The only problem that I didn't like about it was a single player only, and they rectified that for the sequel. It's going to be like co-op and stuff. But what I love is what they promised with the Division, which is other groups of other people doing their own missions, and you cross over between the two and will attack each other. You're sort of going for the same goal, and you have to get the food and stuff like that, the supplies, but that's not going to happen. This is the games in my brain.
Yeah.
So yeah,
they often sort of hint at that. It never comes to pass, does it? Maybe it's not fun in beta testing or something.
I don't think they can get it right because I think it only works if both players are playing the game, the timing at the same time. Because sometimes they probably just completely miss each other because they got to do like objectives beforehand and stuff like that, or somebody will bloody be stuck behind or something. There'll be like less players on one side, and they'll get wipes, mullered instantly, stuff like that.
Maybe that's it. It's one of those ideas that always sounds good on paper. Any interest in Dead Rising 4?
Oh, Dead Rising 4. Yes, I do like the fact they've brought back, what's his name?
He's covered wars,
Yes, he has covered. What's his name?
Frank West.
Frank West, yes.
Fresh out of Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah, that's... I haven't really played the third. Was the third one fun? It looked a bit... They'd made everything sort of grey, and that kind of put me off a bit.
No, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. I quite enjoyed it, but it was one of those... I think I enjoyed it because it's like a launch title, and it's that, well, there's nothing else to play.
Yeah, that is always a danger with this stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think the game, having him back in the game, and they've also redesigned him because in Dead Rising 2, he looked like Dan Aykroyd for some reason.
Isn't it? Oh, yeah, I'd forgotten that. There was a version of Dead Rising 2 with him in, wasn't it?
Off the record.
Yeah, fuck.
Which is a better game, actually. I don't like the other guy, Chuck Jones.
Yeah, that was a bit kind of, and the thing with the daughter was a bit overwrought. It didn't work for me, that. Yeah, Dead Rising 4, doing a Die Hard, setting it at Christmas.
Are they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I never saw that.
Yeah, you fire candy canes into the zombies' heads.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I thought you meant they're actually doing a Die Hard game. Sorry.
No, sorry, man. No, I meant as in just they're setting it at Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Because all my references are based around Die Hard, basically.
Oh, that's yippee-ki-yay, muddy funster.
Kimo Sabe.
Yeah.
As it goes in the bloody awful dubbed British television version.
Oh, I'll tell you one thing. They should bring back, if they do another Die Hard movie, right, they should bring back, what's the name of the villain in the first one?
Oh, Hans Gruber.
Hans Gruber, and they had his brother in the third one. What's his name?
Jeffrey Gruber. Yeah. I can't remember. Well, Jeremy Irons playing it.
Yeah, that's it. Well, if they should have another Gruber brother, but they have him played by Charles Dance. So they got the holy trinity of British thespians
Yeah.
playing the villains. So, but yeah, Charles Dance is awesome. I love Charles Dance.
He is bloody good, isn't he? Last Action Hero, playing Deadeye, whatever, camping it up a bit.
Yes.
That was always fun. That's a very underrated film, Last Action Hero.
I think Charles Dance saves it from being completely toilet as well.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of interesting, and it pokes fun. I think it poked fun too hard because they kind of did it again with this slightly overwrought True Lies, and that sort of worked better. But I think there's a lot of interesting stuff in Last Action Hero.
Last Action Hero, it would have worked better if they'd have done it as a sort of Roger Rabbit type thing, where they have other action heroes in the movie, in the thing, cameoing.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I think it was a bit ahead of its time that people weren't ready for that level of sort of self-referential piss-taking. And Danny DeVito plays a cartoon cat in it, so, what more do you want out of life, really?
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15 was part of the Microsoft one.
Was it? Oh.
Yeah, they showed some of the footage of, like, a boss fight.
That giant Colossus thing that keeps...
Yeah. Don't really know what to make of that. It looks a lot more fun than fucking corridor simulators of the recent ones, but
taking turns of.
Yeah. But we shall see. I'm very open on that. I'd quite like to play a sort of big time JRPG again.
A JRPG.
I'd like to have a bit of a JRPG again. That might tip me over.
Well, you might like it because it's very sort of fighting giant monsters and stuff like that. So it might be a little bit similar to Dark Souls.
Yeah, but there's a certain thing about Dark Souls which nobody ever really recaptures or tries to, which is probably a good thing because you'd look silly and end up with something like fucking God. What was that called? That Dark Souls ripoff that just wasn't very good.
Lords of the Fallen.
That was it. Yeah, I haven't played that properly, but I don't really want to either.
Oh, that was free a couple of months ago, wasn't it, on Xbox?
Fuck, I've probably got it in the library in that case.
Oh, maybe.
Well, maybe I missed it.
Do you know why they renamed it from Demon Souls to Dark Souls?
Yes, it was because the Demon Souls thing is Sony IP.
Yes.
And they wanted to release it on lots of different consoles.
And Sony have a rule of thumb that they never sell IPs.
Yeah. So that's going to live with them forevermore. Well, there wasn't much from FromSoft at E3, was there? We just know they're working on 3 games. That's kind of it.
Yes, I reckon one of them is going to be Bloodborne 2.
I think that is a distinct possibility because that did fucking well, didn't it? It's a fucking amazing game. It must be time for another Armored Core as well, surely.
Possibly, yes. And King's... What is it called?
Kingsfield, yeah.
Kingsfield, yes. But then again, that's just a first-person...
Yeah, because really an update of Kingsfield was Demon Souls, so I don't know where they would go on that. But who knows? Maybe just... Because now they're stopping Dark Souls, they're going to do something similar.
Are they? They're stopping it?
Yeah, their third one is the last Dark Souls.
That's a shame.
I don't know. You don't want to keep retreading the same stuff again and again. It's nice to have these sort of very similar games that...
Well, this is a video game industry. That's the point of the video game industry. So do the thing over and over until everybody downvotes it on YouTube.
Oh, gosh. It'd be interesting to see where they go with it. I wouldn't mind another Tenchu as well. Not that, they only published Tenchu. They always fucking farmed it out to other people to make it. But
no, like the original one was good. If they could do a Tenchu along the lines of Hitman, that would be quite fun.
Yeah. There needs to have some more thought put into it, Tenchu, I think, because it never really worked that well after the first couple.
I just like the idea of sort of running around on the rooftops and sort of throwing stuff and...
Good old Onikage blocking his attacks with his shins. He had armored shins. One of the weirdest fucking images.
And also the English language patch, the English language version of Tenchu, wasn't it? They completely ruined the female character because they had the male one was like this honourable ninja, and they just had the female voice actress just shit talk everybody.
Yeah.
But they kept the same thing, you're going down, buddy. And he go, I respect your family.
Old Ricky Maru, he was such a polite one, but I can't remember the ones. I think it was Ayame was the female one.
Oh, that's good. The one that nobody ever played. No.
Is it? Yeah, that's it. Because the voice was really annoying. There's a Witcher 3 card game coming.
Yes.
That surprised me. It's like I think is it the game from, the sub-game from The Witcher 3 they're releasing? Yeah.
That is true, yes.
I hope they release it on tablet because card games work so much fucking better for tablets.
Yes, I like playing Hearthstone on the iPad. I think that's quite good on that.
My favourite is Star Realms and that. I can't stand card games where you could start off and one person has an advantage because they've played it more or they've spent more money or whatever. I like it where both people start with effectively the same cards and they've both got the same sort of chance of it.
So the only game you ever play is Top Trumps then?
Now all the good Star Realms, Ascension, stuff like that. The good deck building ones, Dominion. I'm just not keen on anything where the rich kid at school is gonna just be ahead of you anyway.
Yeah,
it just seems pointless to me. And I don't want to buy a million fucking collectible card packs so I can see if I can get Izazu the Magical and then have a better deck.
You can't do swapsies and go, got it, want it, got it, want it, want it.
Imagine doing that with something like Magic the Gathering. Where it's just like a single... Yeah, I've got a single bandgun. Yeah, I've got that.
They're going to have another stab at releasing Prey. Which is...
Are they?
Yes.
I've
completely forgotten what it's about, though, but because it's not going to be... I've forgotten what it's about now. Bollocks. When they're going to do it again, because...
As in Prey, Prey?
Yes.
Oh, yes, because that was Bethesda, isn't it?
Bethesda, yes.
Yeah.
Because I really liked the original Prey.
Yeah, I remember quite enjoying that. That was in the early days, Xbox 360.
Yeah, almost launch title that was.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you something that did piss me off. No look at Crackdown. Nothing new on Crackdown whatsoever. There's apparently 1 second of it in the fucking sizzle reel at the end of the Microsoft conference, and that was it. I didn't even see it. Somebody had to point it out to me on Twitter.
So what does that mean?
Well, it's coming, but who knows when?
Or it's not going to be that good. I was so upset how copy and pasted Crackdown 2 was.
That was an embarrassment. It's like fucking Crackdown 1.2, you know?
Yeah. It should have been DLC because the whole game was basically that thing you have to hunt down the nodes to stop the monsters coming out. And I'd done that. And I thought, the game's going to start now. Oh, the credits are just rolled. Oh, shit.
Yeah. If anything, it felt like less of a game than the first one. And the first one always felt a bit slight.
Well, half of the game was just you trying to grab those nodes around the map, trying to climb up there.
Yeah, it wasn't as much fun as the first one.
Even though it's the exact same map.
Yeah, I was really fucking disappointed with that. Really disappointed.
Yeah, that was...
I feel like Crackdown has never quite been done justice.
No. I mean, they should just do like a hit list of people you need to go after, and then you have to work out how to get to them and stuff like that. Like they got an army to protect them or something, and you can't possibly do it with your level stats and stuff like that. You'll be instantly destroyed and stuff like that. And
that's kind of what they were going for with the first one, but it didn't quite gel, did it?
No.
Still a bloody fun game. I fucking love Crackdown, but
very fun when you're powered up and that, and you're jumping over entire buildings and that.
Getting that achievement where you climb up to the highest fucking point and then jump off into a small paddling pool and stuff like that. So one of the few achievements was actually fun. Back when the days when achievements might actually be something fun that was worth doing, as opposed to just number crunching bullshit.
Going out your way to do something that you don't really enjoy doing. That's normal achievements.
Collect 1,000 potatoes. Enjoy. Can't be arsed with it. Anyway, that's Microsoft, I reckon.
That's pretty much it. Yes.
We should probably go on to Sony next time.
We should do, yes.
We've had
Gears of War 4 as well, but Gears of War 4.
Oh yes,
great. And Forza 3.
Great. More sequels to games I don't care about. Thanks, guys. Be sure to send me the postcard.
I don't understand Forza Horizon. You had Project Gotham Racing, and you dumped it for that. Why?
Project Gotham, man. Even I like Project Gotham. I've got no real interest in racing games.
I was looking at footage of that the other day for the Dreamcast, and it's a really pretty game, even by today's standards.
It was fucking... There were a couple of Dreamcast games, especially when run through the VGA box, that looked astonishing at the time.
They still do. I mean, you look at some footage of Metropolis Street Racer. That was cool, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks absolutely amazing still. So,
I remember being so impressed with bloody Soul Calibur just through the VGA box at the time. That was a stunningly beautiful game. It didn't really feel like they actually went much beyond that, even with the Xbox 360 versions, you know.
Did you know you could play that with a fishing controller?
You could, yeah, attempt like simple kendo moves. And
Yeah.
it worked really badly. But there we are. That was second guessing the Wii from the
Yeah.
Dreamcast
Gwent
card.
is the Witcher card game.
Ah, I could not
Yes.
remember the name. Gwent. I do like a good card game. Let's see how that runs.
Anyhow, we're talking about Sony with their...
Yeah.
I think the game that really striked me the most was that new zombie game they got.
Days Gone?
Days Gone. I mean, everybody thought it was The Last of Us 2 for a while, but it's not.
Yeah, it did look like that.
But I just like the sheer amount of zombies, or golems, or what they are, just climbing out the train.
Yeah, look, it's very hard for me to get interested in first-person shooters and zombie games these days, so it's kind of a hard sell for me, but it did look fun.
It did. So it might be like an open world game or something. I don't know, but it did look quite interesting, and I really, really enjoyed The Last of Us.
That was that's a hell of a game. So there's a reason that was remastered for the PS4 so quickly.
Yeah, because they had nothing else to put on the machine.
Exactly. So here's our best game. Have it again. Oh dear.
Oh, a multi-format game I'm quite looking forward to is that For Honor. I think that's quite nice.
Yeah, that's a Ubisoft one, isn't it?
Yeah.
There wasn't any information on that at all, was there?
No, I had to look on their YouTube channel for it. They've got like a 10-minute gameplay session of it, and it looks quite good. I mean, I was a bit worried, is it just going to be a Chivalry knockoff? But it's not. It's actually quite a good sort of...
I'm a bit worried they haven't mentioned it, to be honest.
Well, they mentioned it quite a... Well, I didn't really watch the Ubisoft press event, because it's normally a bit...
Yeah, I'd had to do the catch-up, and that's not one... Yeah. I don't mind watching the sort of Sony and Microsoft, but Nintendo's tend to be all right as well. And when it gets to the specific publishers...
Nintendo this year is bloody useless.
Hey, there was at least 3 things. Oh, no, wait, there were 2.
Yeah. Well, there was about Pokemon for 10 minutes and Zelda.
Yep, and still no real information on the NX whatsoever.
Apart from the fact where you're going to be focusing on... it's not about specs. Which
it never is with Nintendo. Yeah. Sometimes that works, and sometimes it's the Wii U.
Yeah. But it doesn't work. Third parties want a machine as powerful as the Xbox One and PS4.
Of course they bloody do.
They can't. It's not a case of it's not a case of them not wanting to do it. They can't afford to make a separate version for your machine.
Yeah, and that will look shit compared to the others, which makes it a hard sell.
Exactly. And or half the content's missing.
We know Ubisoft will support it at launch because they support everything at launch.
Yeah, they're going to release some sort of really gimmicky game to go with it, aren't they?
I mean, I could fucking nail a screen onto an old Nokia N-Gage, call it a new console, and there'd be 3 Ubisoft launch titles for it before I turned around, you know. They kind of hedge their bets on that. And thank God they do, because if not, there'd have been like no Vita launch titles whatsoever, you know. God.
Oh, good old
anyway, Sony. We were Sony.
Sony, yes. God of War. I like the idea of the new God of War. It's going to be based on Norse mythology instead of Greek.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to move it.
I do like, so it's like a reboot.
Yeah, I've got no problems with that. It's always fun, God of War, but bit button mashy, bits of laugh in it.
I don't think it's going to be button bashing quite now. I think it's going to be more sort of, again, I think they're focusing going more into sort of the sort of real-time combat thing, sort of like Dark Souls again.
Blimey, that's been bloody influential, isn't it?
Mm.
Oh, fuck that Crash Bandicoot remake. That came out of nowhere, didn't it?
It's not a remake. It's just, it is a remake. It's the first 3 games again. I mean, everybody got it really excited at that event that, look, they're doing the thing about new Crash Bandicoot. It's, we're just remaking the same games. We wanted a new one. I mean, if Sony had any idea, they'd just, they'd buy the character off Activision and have it as their main mascot, because that's one of their problems, isn't it? They haven't really got a mascot. Yeah.
And Crash Bandicoot started to get pretty fucking popular, didn't it? And then it kind of died off. I mean, the last Crash Bandicoot games were all out on bloody Xbox 360, weren't they? Mind Over Mutant and all that. Yeah. Oh, I meant to mention for the Microsoft thing, you can now buy controllers with Doctor Hoot written on.
Why?
I can only presume that Doctor Hoot is like an example they gave of you can have your gamer tag on the
Oh, okay.
thing. But it's just really bizarre seeing these controllers there with Doctor Hoot. I now want a Doctor Hoot controller. This sort of wise owl or something. God. Anyway, sorry, Sony, yes.
Oh, they're going to bring out a Gears of War edition of the Elite controller, isn't it? And what it is, it's just a normal one that's covered in scratches.
Fuck me, all you got to do is let your dog chew on it.
Yeah.
You can get that for free. Bloody hell. They're so expensive, those Elite controls.
Yeah,
I've never even seen one to use. I don't know if they're any good or not.
Well, what's the point of buying a controller for a system that you hardly play? And that? It's just...
Yeah, that's exactly the problem there. But have you used one of them? Are they any good?
No, unfortunately, I have not found anyone offering to mortgage my house so I can buy one. So.
Exactly the same. I've not even heard of anybody with one. I've seen one in the window of CEX, and that's the closest I've got.
I think some of them like really big numbers YouTube channels have got one or two of them and stuff like that. And but no, it's just,
I don't like the concept of it either. It does make you think, well, if you're having to make an Elite one, why didn't you just make the fucking normal controller better? What's wrong with the normal controller that you need an Elite one?
Well, it's for the hardcore pro elite esport players who have to get an edge on their competition with extra buttons because they having to that nanoseconds of having to move their finger slightly. It's between doom and delight.
Well, in that case, they should be using wired ones and not fucking wireless then.
Yeah.
I don't know. So it's inordinate. I would really like to have a go with one of the controllers just to see what they're like. If anybody's got one they want to send in and lend us, don't, because we'll probably just forget it and keep it.
Yeah, we'll keep it.
We're evil.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what other Sony had. Oh god, the new Kojima game, of course, Death Stranding.
Yes, which is
my girlfriend isn't into games at all.
Daryl Dixon on a beach cuddling a baby.
But yes, cuddling his fetus that's plugged into him with an audio cable.
It's got the wrong USB lead.
I had to show my girlfriend that. She doesn't know anything about gaming at all. And I was like, right, imagine this is a trailer for a game. Tell me how you think you will play that game. She was like, I haven't got a fucking clue. How will you? I was like, I don't have a fucking clue either. It's
typical Kojima, isn't it? Being pretentious as possible with all this bloody weird shit going on, and
it's often as pretentious and disappointing.
Yeah, we'll get the game 3 years later. It'll be slightly disappointing.
Yeah, but who knows? At least there's some crazy shit.
Yeah,
but at least there's something different.
But nobody gives a shit about Silent Hills anymore because Capcom's making it now.
Yeah,
Resident Evil 7. So.
Fuck Conan.
I'm quite looking forward to playing that in VR though. I think that'd be quite fun.
Yeah, fucking hell, that'd be intense as ass. There was a lot of VR stuff from Sony. They showed Resident Evil 7, some of the VR stuff, and they had because obviously they're very keen to push this PlayStation VR. There was Farpoint, which is like a science fiction looking shooter that looked interesting.
Yes, that's a bit like No Man's Sky on the land or something.
Yeah.
I reckon No Man's Sky is going to be PSVR as well at some point.
That would
it should be. Because they can't get a release on it because Microsoft's got the console exclusive.
I feel that's been announced.
Oh, fuck.
I could just be second guessing there though. And fuck Battlefront. Yeah, the Star Wars Battlefront's going to have like a VR mission, isn't it?
Yes, and you get that for free if you already own Battlefront.
Oh, I should bloody hope so. And Batman, they're doing like some sort of Arkham VR thing.
Oh, so I hope it's not a fighting game or something. I hope it's a proper.
Well, how the fuck can that work? Because you've got very limited mobility in VR, and if you start moving around a lot, it sort of breaks it a bit.
Maybe they're going to do like the detective mode, and you can see a crime in your bedroom or something.
That's just reminded me. Was there any mention of HoloLens by Microsoft?
No, because nobody gives a shit about Minecraft anymore. I mean, their big announcement for Minecraft this year is they've got an adversarial mode, or you can have dedicated servers on a console. I mean,
wow, the PC crowd will be well excited by that innovation. They haven't been doing that for since it was in fucking pre-alpha, Blimey. Something I found odd actually. The Sony conference had Lego Force Awakens. That's been released for everything.
Apparently, it's a new version of it or something.
But I don't think so. I think it's just from my understanding, it's just here's Lego Force Awakens. But that's out for every console, computer in the existence.
Maybe just filler material for him or something.
Yeah, maybe pay a bit extra.
I mean,
to mention it.
there's only so much footage of The Last Guardian they can show.
Which finally has a fucking release date, October the 25th.
Oh, bloody yeah.
Yeah.
Just
unbelievable. It's going to be an actual thing. I hope it's good.
Oh, it will be good. All these websites are going to give it 10 out of 10s because they don't want to. It's like the King's New Clothing, isn't it? It's an artistic game. You don't want to give it anything less than 10 out of 10 because you look like you don't understand art and you're a charlatan and a.
No, seriously, I hope it's like Ico Shadow of the Colossus level stuff, and it's
really it should be
good,
and hopefully longer than 10 seconds to complete.
Yeah, that would be good as well. I want at least 12 seconds.
Yes.
I mean, unless it's over £45, then I want 15 seconds. I know that's harsh, Larry, but I have my principles and I'm sticking to them.
Do you know if they're doing any special editions at all?
They are. There is a special edition with a statue coming.
Oh, where's this?
Unfortunately, the statue is of Piers Morgan's cock, and nobody knows why. They got Kojima to do it, you see.
Oh, okay. This is not a statue of Matt Frewer. Okay.
Gazing at Piers Morgan's cock. Looks really angry at it. Nobody knows why. No, it's like a statue, obviously, of the fucking bird monster thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be interesting. Could well be interesting. Yeah, I am looking forward to that, actually. I am looking forward to it. I really hope that's not disappointing. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
Oh, Infinite, yes.
Basically, it's how many versions I think there's been of it so far.
Basically one step away from becoming Halo.
Yeah, fucking hell. I'm just not...
And that's the most downvoted video game trailer of all time on YouTube.
It's just too much of the same, guys. Whereas Battlefield 1, people are going fucking crazy for because it looks like a bit different. It looks fun, you know.
I love period shooters. I love the thing. I mean, even though I've single-handedly won World War II several times over now with all these games.
In real life as well as games. That's how good you got at it. You went back in time, killed Hitler, and... oh, dear. I enjoy that because that's Battlefield's roots, isn't it? It's old World War II stuff. Just have such good fun on that on PC. Just, nipping in a fucking Jeep, pissing off somewhere, running somebody over, getting them pissed off, jump out, nick the flag, all that stuff. I look forward to that. I
mean, they've made it hope. I mean, it's very... I think they've exaggerated some of the truth, or enhanced the truth, as it were.
Yeah,
it's almost bordering on being sort of like a steampunk type thing, isn't it? With all the Zeppelins and stuff like that.
I think that's exactly the way to do it, though. It's more fun. There's more options. I just hope it's like a full game and not this sort of Star Wars Battlefront stuff where it feels like a sort of half-assed skin with hardly any content.
Oh, no, I think they've learned their lesson from that. And
have they learned their lesson? Because it was immensely successful. They put much less effort into it, put out a load of expensive DLC, raking the cash in. I have a horrible feeling we'll be seeing more and more of that.
Well, apparently they're doing another first-person Star Wars shooter, and it's going to be done by Respawn.
Isn't that third person? Recent one, isn't it?
I don't know.
But no, sorry, it's Visceral doing the third person one.
Visceral, yeah. Visceral.
So I don't know. I'm from Norfolk. I can barely talk because I'm too busy fucking my uncle, who's also my sister.
I like them visceral games. They're great fun, they are.
Ask good Hunter. I like when that's doing the shootings. Let's go and get a dominant.
I don't like this map. It's a right shithole.
Shithole, Hunter. That's fucking load of old squit. Oh, then they wonder why we never see that accents portrayed in the media.
Because Americans can't understand it, that's why.
Well, neither can the British. They've never fucking heard it. If you haven't come to Norway, you've never heard it. I mean, you've heard a bit of it in Suffolk, maybe, but everyone thinks that we talk like bloody Cornwall or something on television.
Can't read and I can't write. We can join my parish tracker.
That's it. I can't read and I can't write, but that doesn't really matter because I'm a Norwich City fan and I can drive a tractor. Anyway,
how do you pronounce sparrowgrass in Norwich?
Sparrowgrass?
It's not sparrowgrass. Asparagus. Sorry,
asparagus. You probably wouldn't. You wouldn't eat it because it's too cultured. You'd just have a dominance.
No, every time I go there, it's like there's farm shops open everywhere. Like asparagus now in,
Asparagus. Yeah, you'd miss out quite a lot of the vowels. In fact, letters in general. Asparagus.
The original name for asparagus is sparrowgrass.
Is it?
Yes.
That's interesting. That makes perfect sense etymology-wise, doesn't it? Because it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm actually going to write that down. I've learned something this year, Larry. God knows I learned fuck all from E3. So, sparrowgrass. That's amazing.
Oh, there you go. You could tell that in your pub trivia night, can't you?
Yes. Trying to think. Yeah, Resident Evil 7 has all gone first person.
Yeah, I quite like, and it's Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. I mean, there's a turn up.
Oh my god, there's a bit of meta referencing.
So is the Japanese version called Biohazard 7 Resident Evil? Because they've got the
yeah. How are they going to do it? They couldn't call it Biohazard.
It's got to be called Biohazard 7 Resident Evil.
Biohazard, build me a tree.
It actually that makes it more relevant, because basically you're walking into a house full of sort of the inbred hillbilly sort of family game thing, isn't it? That's what it's about. It's not about zombies anymore, or angry Spaniards. You know, it's ancestral hillbillies now. So.
Oh, can't we just get back to a good old-fashioned Jill sandwich?
Yeah, Jill sandwich, as long as she's married to your cousin.
I showed somebody who isn't into games recently Resident Evil 1, and they were like, oh god, that's really cool, they're breaking through the fucking windows, those dogs, that must have been amazing. And so I'm like, yeah, it was. Yeah, that absolutely was. And they said, have you got like one with the proper dialogue? Because, you know, I'm not really getting the joke. No, that is the dialogue. No, surely this is a piss take. No, that's what the dialogue was like.
So
what?
Awkward.
Yes, it's like, well, how? Surely they would have worked out this. Yeah, I don't know. It was like that in games for years.
I hope this is not Chris's blood.
The worst still for me ever is, I love the game, Shining Force 3, but fuck me, the voice acting in that. Now bear my Arctic blast. It's unbelievable. Oh, God. Anyway, yeah, Resi 7, first person, VR friendly.
Yes.
Interesting.
But it's not so.
Nobody seemed to like the last couple, so.
Well, the Resident Evil 6 was just action, and Resident Evil 5 was let's be as racist as possible.
That's what we need in our games. More racism. The kids love that. Except the brown ones. But now we hate them, apparently.
Yeah, basically just completely racist. Like, undead Black Lives Matter. So that's what it is.
You know, I don't know what was going on through their heads, to be honest with you. But yeah, they seem to have lost the horror aspect in favour of the action stuff very heavily in the last few.
Yeah, he said he wanted it to be like a chiller. I mean, Resident Evil 4, the original premise of that was you're hunting ghosts and not zombies.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, if you look at the beta footage, he's fighting ghosts in it.
I've never got around to playing Resident Evil 4. I've got it for like every fucking system it was released on.
I have as well, yeah.
I'm worried because everybody's been on and on about it for so many years that it just won't hold up. Because it's been sort of hyped to death. Could anything be that good? No,
it's fun, but it's quite a long game. It's a very long game.
Oh. Well, that's put me off it even more because I don't have time. Oh, damn it.
That's what you get for sitting on the train playing Happy Birds all the time.
I do sit on the train playing fucking card games on the iPad, actually. God. There was an interesting thing, like a Blade Runner-esque sleuth game called Detroit Become Human.
Ooh.
Which is a kind of title that makes no sense. Surely there must be some.
Oh, is that the one from the people who made Quantum Theory? I
believe so, yes. I'm not going to say for sure because I can't 100% remember, but that rings a bell.
Yeah, it is. That's what it is. It's because they've made... I'm surprised they've done that. I'm surprised they didn't try and sell it to Microsoft first.
Yeah, but it was on Sony's promise. I don't know if it's an exclusive or not, but...
it looks like it is. No, it's not. It's from Quantic Dream. No.
Oh!
Yeah, so it's going to... That's why. So that's interesting. So maybe they are. But it looks so much like... it did look to me like it was going to be, I think. But looking at it now in hindsight, it's very sort of heavy rain.
Yeah, it has that kind of feel to it.
Did you actually play that in the end? Because you borrowed my copy for about 5 years.
I have it ready to give back to you downstairs. No, I couldn't get on with it, really. I found it a bit kind of... I don't know, I felt like I needed more game. Do you know what I mean?
Have you still got it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've got it literally. It's on my stairs. It's on my stairs to remind me to bring it back to you. I've been forgetting it every time for a year.
You've owned it longer than I have.
Yeah. It's literally been on my stairs for over a year.
And you've never played it?
Oh, I've had a go, yeah.
Oh, okay. What did you think?
Yeah, it didn't quite click me. I felt like I needed more game. It felt a bit sort of interactive movie to me. Never quite clicked with it. It wasn't like bad or anything, but just not my sort of thing, I think.
Oh, no, it's quite a good game, but it's one of those you have to take your time and that, and then not watch any YouTube videos or anybody else
Oh.
about it whatsoever because they give away who the identity of the origami killer and stuff like that.
I think the problem was I didn't quite get into the story enough. I think it's one of those things, if you get into the story, then fucking great, you'll be away with it. But yeah, it didn't quite suck me in.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, you were only doing the first bit, weren't you? With the bit where he loses his son.
Yeah, and there's a lot of running and shouting.
Yeah.
Jason.
Press X to Jason was a move.
Yeah, that's literally... I didn't understand those moves for years. Then I played like, that is pretty fucking weird.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, I quite like the idea of the Blade Runner-y settings. We've not really had that in games other than the Blade Runner games and Snatcher, have we?
No.
There's hints of it.
And Deus Ex.
In Deus Ex, yeah, but not the full-on replicant thing.
And that one with David Bowie in it.
Yes. Oh, God, the Nomad Soul.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Omicron, the Nomad Soul. That was a Dreamcast one, wasn't it?
It was, yes. I bought that day he died, actually.
Oh. A coincidence, or
no?
Is that your bizarre tribute?
Yeah. Poor old David Bowie. I'm going to buy a Dreamcast Dave in your honour. I'm a bit weird like that. So.
That's one of those Dreamcast games I got cheap, but I never got around to playing.
Yeah, that's what everybody does with it. It's that game that, that looks good. Never mind it.
Yeah. Fuck, that's weird.
That and Alone in the Dark.
Well, I think we tried playing that briefly.
Oh.
God almighty. Was it I'm trying to think, what was the Dreamcast Alone in the Dark? Was that the new Nightmare?
New Nightmare,
yeah.
Yes. Which was basically people say that Resident Evil was inspired by Alone in the Dark, but Alone in the Dark New Night was really Resident Evil.
Yeah. It's weird how they sort of borrow off each other, isn't it?
A bit like Tomb Raider and Uncharted.
Then there was the awful buggy Alone in the Dark reboot, which you have over 500 copies of, I believe. I
did, because it was at HMV. They're selling the special edition, like the one that cost £100 for a £5. So for some reason I bought 4 of them. I don't know why, because it was like so cheap and that.
What does it come with? A statue or something?
It comes with a statue and the album.
I should buy one of those off you at one stage for a future video on collector's edition.
Oh, you can have some of my bloody collectors. And they're just filling up thing. I got that Sonic Generations exclusive thing.
Oh.
So I got loads of stuff like that you can borrow.
Yeah, it does take me 50 years to give back to you, though.
I'm not missing them. It's just so much space. I can afford more stuff in the meantime. So
I've got a cupboard full of the bloody other people's collector's editions. They give them to me to review and then don't want them back. It's like, but you paid full price for this.
They just
but I don't really want it.
But they take up so much. What's the thing? You get this nice statue. You go, oh, that's going to look really nice. You haven't got anywhere to put it, so it stays in a box the rest of eternity until you just try and you can't sell it because nobody wants it because it's so bloody big.
They never hold value, do they? They really don't. There's probably a couple of them which have. I would imagine Nintendo ones, but
I remember do you remember the Duke Nukem Forever one?
God, yeah, that came with a bust of Duke Nukem.
It came with a bust, some pretend playing dice and stuff like that, and they wanted £100 for it. They went for £100 for it to come out. I waited 3 weeks and I got it for 7.
Fucking hell!
I know. There's the thing about these special editions. They come down in price so quickly because nobody wants them.
Now you're saying that, I don't think I've ever paid more than £15 for one, and that includes the Call of Duty one with the radio-controlled car.
Oh, yes. I bought the special edition one with Ghosts recently. It's got something with it. I don't know what it was. And that was only like a £5 because it was the Xbox 360 version rather than the Xbox One.
I should have kept an eye out for those because I'm running low on their special editions for the next video. But I've got to do that Call of Duty car thing. I got that from HMV in London when it was closing down their flagship store. Oh. And it was like the box was all mangled.
I have got the remote control car and the night vision goggles, which are completely shit.
I remember you showing me the goggles. Yeah, they were an embarrassment, weren't they?
Yeah, they don't, because they're trying to palm you off their special night vision goggles, but what they are is like a little camera screen with that can see infrared lights, and it just the infrared lights lighting it up. And it's also really annoying because the camera's positioned about a foot in front of your face. So you keep tripping over things before you can see them. So,
fucking hell! I remember being massively unimpressed. I remember at the time, I think Aldi had some night vision goggles in that were pretty good for like a quarter of the price or something. It's like you can get proper ones for that. I mean, you don't get a copy of Call of Duty with it, but
I would like that Call of Duty edition. It come with a fridge, one of them. Did you see that one?
with a fridge.
Yeah. Well, it's only
like a fucking fridge freezer or something.
Well, it's not a proper. It's you know the zombie mode. Like you got like fridges in there that you can get power ups from. It's a mini fridge. You can store like 6 cans in there. It's like
shit.
But they wanted like 200 quid for the whole thing.
Fucking walls, man.
So yeah.
I suppose they've only got to sell a handful of these things at full price, and away you bloody go. They've made their money back.
Oh yeah, it's 200 quid for a bloody fridge that holds 6 cans.
You get a fridge freezer for less than that.
Yeah, you can get
decent make as well.
Yeah, go down AO.com. I think my mum bought one recently that was cheaper than that. Full size one.
God, I spent a fucking fortune at AO.com recently. Unfortunately, not on purpose. Some fucker got my card details. But for some reason, he bought everything from AO. Yeah.
Did you get...
Yeah, got me money back. Because it wasn't my fault, Governor. And apparently the police caught him as well. So fuck that scammer. What else we have? Oh, there's one more Sony thing.
Oh, what's that?
There's an exclusive Spider-Man game coming out for it.
Oh, is it the one based on the new movie, Homecoming?
I don't know. I don't have any details. I just wrote down exclusive Spider-Man game and I've forgotten everything. Basically because as soon as anybody says new Spider-Man game, everybody in the world, me included, goes, will it have web swinging like Spider-Man 2? Which was like the most fun thing in a game ever. And they fucked it up with every single game since.
Well, they try and be smart, like they use the triggers to sort of do a left swing and a right swing, but it just ends up getting smacking straight into a building every time.
Never works. Spider-Man 2 was just fucking going around on the swinging webs was so much fun.
But I do know it's actually being made by the people who made Infamous.
Oh, is that good? Infamous always felt a bit floaty to me.
Oh, okay. I did like Infamous.
No, I couldn't get on with that at all. The character never felt solid and sort of annoyed me. Made me arms feel weird. As odd as that sounds.
Well, I think, yeah. Don't you ever become a video game reviewer? So it's like, you're my priorities. Viscosity of the main protagonist.
But no, in a platform game, you need some sort of feeling of weight to it. I hate floaty platforms. Little Big Planet is the worst for that.
Oh, yeah, bloody... I hate, especially in car games, is also quite annoying.
Oh god, that's worse still.
A killer.
Yeah, no, that will knock it out. Anyway, that's Sony, I reckon.
That's Sony. Shall we bother talking about Nintendo because they're whopping 2 titles they released?
Yep, there was some Pokemon stuff and Breath of the Wild.
Yes. What do you think of that name?
Breath of the Wild. It's not a nice. It makes me think of halitosis or something. I don't like it. It's like, it's like gorilla with horrible breath. Stinky. But the game looks, well, it was the winner of the competition in getting everybody's imagination, certainly.
But all they done was it's just going to be like Skyrim. That's what I reckon it's going to be like.
Oh, I hope not.
Oh, don't you like Skyrim?
I did quite like Skyrim, but that felt too similar to Oblivion. And I'm kind of sick of all that now. And the combat's so shite. It's like waving a fucking feather duster.
Did you get into Fallout as well?
No, I could not get into that because I loved Fallout 3. I played Fallout 3 to fucking death. Fallout 4 felt like more of the same, but dumbed down a bit. I bought it on release. I really regret paying money for that. I was a fool and bought the bloody PC version where it's a code. So
did you say you got have you not got the special edition?
I have. Yes, I did that in the last video.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, with the shitty plastic thing for your arm.
I have actually. I've got that as well, but I also got the special edition of Metal Gear Solid 5. So I just put the wrist string around the Solid Snake arm. So,
that's nice. That's nice.
But it's but they got cheap on it over the Western one. It's half the size of the Japanese version, the arm. So basically, it looks like Jeremy Beadle holding it. So.
That's not so good, especially since he's been dead for years.
But it's just as bony.
Yeah.
But it's basically a £100 bloody artist's hand thing. You know those posable wooden hand things you did for art? Yeah, it's one of them, really, just made out of plastic and with a bit of red paint on them.
Yeah, that's not that exciting, really, is it? But so you're more of a Nintendo man than I am. What do you think of Breath of the Wild?
I like it. Well, I love Zelda games. I'm a big fan of Zelda games. Though I must admit, Skyward Sword was a pig to slog through.
Really?
Yeah. There's a big belief that the game was made by 3 different divisions and they worked all together and then stuck the game to the thing because the levels feel so completely different. There's a sort of the normal forest level, there's a lava level, and there's also a desert level. And you think the desert level is going to be the worst, but the desert level is by far the most innovative thing, sort of for years, and the other 2 are complete, rubbish. I mean, there's only so much you can do with a lava level, and just climb up the top of a volcano, jump into the volcano. There's probably a boss in there. That's what you can do with a volcano. But the desert level, it was set. You could pick up these orbs, and it sort of separated in the air where it lighted up. It was the past. So if you shined the ball over like a skeleton, it would suddenly turn into an enemy.
Whoa, that's quite nifty.
I mean, on a paradox level, it makes no sense because it means that person stood there for their entire life until they died and rotted there, and then so it makes no sense like that.
Yeah, I suppose from a causality point of view, that's a bit weird.
So they stood there until they died. But there's other cool things like the desert. The desert used to be an ocean as well. So you put the thing into a boat, like water suddenly starts around you, and you suddenly swimming around in an ocean and stuff like that. A desert. So that was that's the most innovative thing about the game. If they had that level of innovation for the whole of the Skyward Sword, it would probably be voted better than Ocarina of Time. But
in your opinion, which is the best Zelda game?
My favourite was probably Twilight Princess. That's the one I had most fun with, even though it takes about an hour to get going. I never got on.
That was GameCube and Wii, wasn't
it? Yes, and a Wii U now as well, because they brought out an HD edition earlier this year.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes. And also they got Midna's by far the best sidekick character he's ever had.
To be fair, that's not hard. I remember being fucking annoyed by that fairy in Ocarina of Time.
Well, but the other characters have always been sort of tutorial characters telling you what to do.
Yeah.
Midna was a character that had her own agenda and she was using you to help get to her agenda. Sort of like, if you help me, I'll help you sort of thing.
So an actual character instead of just glorified tutorial.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to have to play Twilight Princess one day.
It's very good.
I quite fancy the Wii U version. I want some stuff to play on my fucking
Wii
U.
It's quite dark. It's the darkest Zelda game as well. Like,
well, even more so than Majora's?
I think so, yes. It could be considered really dark. Well, the version is you actually meet the Link from Ocarina of Time in it.
Ooh.
As well, and he's actually dead. And he's like this...
drowned.
No, basically there's like a curse that if you go into the forest of those little elf things, that any human who does that, when they die, they turn into a Stalfos, which is like the skeleton monsters, and he's one of them. And he's like the guy who teaches you special moves in the game and that. So it's quite creepy that you meet the previous version of Link. And that's when they started doing all that sort of continuity thing that all the Zelda games are connected and stuff like that.
That would have worked better if they'd have actually been doing it from the start, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But, it's still a nice idea.
So, yeah, no, it's definitely... I do like it.
Seek that out for the old Wii U.
Definitely get the Wii U version, because they did cut out a lot of the sort of annoying sections of the game and sort of trimmed it down and that to make it more fun, better flowing.
Holy shit. Yeah, you're selling me on that completely. Yeah, fuck it. I'll go.
I also get a Midna amiibo with it as well. That'll go along with your trainer amiibo.
Yes, I have that in the office now. This weird fucking amiibo, this woman pulling her foot up behind her head, yeah. Doing a Hitler salute. God.
The yoga salute. It's the Hitler Youth Yoga Division.
The most nefarious of all the Hitler Youth divisions. Oh my god. That's pretty much it for Zelda. One thing I will say about Breath of the Wild, it's got an interesting look, because it looks like the characters are cell shaders, but the backgrounds look like sort of normal textures.
So it's sort of like an anime look, isn't it? Because So like the background, the main,
Oh, yes, of course.
because the main characters are cell shaded and the background is sort of like painted.
That's really fucking obvious when now you say that, but because it's in 3D, I didn't make the connection.
But I got loads of people complaining that they've ripped off the look of what's the name of that Ghibli film, Castle in the Sky, Laputa.
Laputa.
Yes, they said that's very influenced because they got all like the rotting dead robots in the ground and stuff like that. Stuff like that, and there's always like a car. Every Japanese game for the past 20 years has been influenced by Laputa, really. I mean, Ico, Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, hugely so.
Yeah.
Fucking beautiful film, Laputa, isn't it? Really?
Yes. So they can't call it that in America because it's Spanish for whore.
I always wondered why it was just called Castle in the Sky.
Yes, that's why. Yeah, that's why I got rid of Laputa.
Well, bloody hell.
Mm.
That's interesting. Really, I went to a film quiz last night and there was a specialist round all about Studio Ghibli.
Oh, okay. And it's never released sequel. Your Mother Sleeps with My Dog. So.
Yeah, I've seen the teaser. I mean, it was an interesting way to take it, but it wasn't really my cup of tea, you know. Maybe I'm just overly sensitive.
Yes. But yes. I'm collecting all them on Blu-ray at the moment.
Oh, man, that's an expensive collection, but one worth having.
Oh, yeah. I was going for the Steelbook editions at one point, but they just go...
Holy shit.
Unless you pre-order them, they go for like 60, 70 quid on eBay now.
I have one Steelbook Ghibli. It's Ponyo, because weirdly it was a $5 somewhere.
I've got... I paid 20 for that, you lucky...
Bloody hell.
It's Totoro's the really expensive one to get, because that's like the one everybody wants. Cause it's always like
I have the Totoro Blu-ray, but just in regular, yeah. I don't have any Steelbooks other than Ponyo, actually. Yeah, they are films I would love, but even the standard Blu-rays are so pissing expensive generally.
I know what I highly sought after now.
Whenever I see one below a tenner, I immediately jump on it, and it's happened like twice in my life, you know.
Oh.
I think burglary is the way we should get the rest, Larry.
Yes, or you know.
Yeah. If anybody's listening who have all the Studio Ghibli films on Blu-ray, especially if they're Steelbook, and you're going on holiday soon, if you could post us your key and your address, that'd be brilliant.
We'll swap them from an Xbox Elite controller that somebody else has sent us.
Yeah. To borrow, yes. Oh god. What should we go on to? Ubisoft?
Ubisoft, yes.
Ubisoft or Ubisoft? I never know how.
It's Ubisoft because I actually asked them.
Good. Thank you for that. I feel better now.
Yeah, because I done a video from last year talking about Zombie, the first ever game they
Yes, you did. Yeah, their first. Yeah, but you've got to remember that being reviewed at the time. How old are we, Larry?
Whatever. They were quite disappointing actually. I mean, half of their thing was like DLC for the Division.
Yeah.
So I think nobody cares about it anymore.
Yeah.
It was boring. I maxed out my characters and just got bored about it. I just want to do it anymore. They announced a bit more footage of the new Ghost Recon game, which they premiered last year.
Yeah, what is that called? Wildlands.
Wildlands, yes.
Yeah, just another another open world Ubisoft game. Yeah. I don't know. Just Dance is a new Just Dance.
Oh, yeah. Well, you've got to have a Just Dance every year. Watch Dogs 2.
Now, this interests me. It looks brighter and more fun, which is fucking good on both fronts there. I'm really hoping they pull an Assassin's Creed where the first one doesn't quite feel like a complete game, and yet the second one, they sort of get all the bits together and it's fucking great. I'm really hopeful for that.
Well, that's pretty much every single Ubisoft game anyway, isn't it? The first one's boring, the second one's great. But first Assassin's Creed was so boring. It was just repetitive.
It's like a tech demo. It's like there's almost no game involved in it. Do the same thing over and over, the end.
Yeah.
Watched the second one, they knocked it out of the fucking park. You know?
Yeah, I mean, basically they consider that to be the first one now, isn't it? A bit like the second series of Red Dwarf. You know, the first one didn't happen.
Yeah.
They've got a new Trials game based on Blood Dragon.
Yeah. So what a bizarre way to take it. Interesting though.
It is. I was a little bit disappointed because I thought, they're going to do a standalone Blood Dragon game now or something, but unfortunately not. But I think we're a bit tired out for Far Cry games at the moment.
Yeah, they do seem to have cut back a bit, and understandably so. So since, mind you, it was Tribal. Was that the last one? What's it called? Primal.
Primal.
Yeah, that was kind of Well, a bit different, I suppose. Mind you, I haven't played it, so I can't comment if it's any good.
Well, it's Far Cry, except you don't get any guns or you don't get any game vehicles. Well, I think you get to ride a mammoth, but that's not really a Jeep. What I'd like to see is a game. If I'd done a Far Cry game, I'd do it based on Land That Time Forgot.
That would be interesting.
So you got all these dinosaurs and that, and you've still got all the vehicles, and especially if it's set in the 1930s, because you've got all you can have planes and that, and vehicles and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and you can even have like Nazis in it if you wanted to go in that area.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Nazis and dinosaurs seems like a perfect on a
Nazis and dinosaurs, my favourite pizza topping. Yeah, that's. I think next year we'll get another Far Cry announcement, but I think they're gonna, and probably another Assassin's Creed as well, because they've
they've gone quiet.
Pulled back on that, haven't they?
Or they might get a new Prince of Persia, because they've been quiet on that for a while.
I thought for a second you were going to say they might get a new printer ink.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why that just came into my head. What a bizarre thing to say that would be.
I do like the fact, apart from Assassin's Creed, they do sort of let their franchises rest for a while, because we haven't had a new Splinter Cell for a while.
That's true, yeah. Well, they are sort of resting Assassin's Creed, aren't they?
Yeah.
You're getting a few mobile.
12 months, yeah. But we're still releasing them 2D ones that are Prince of Persia in the meantime.
Shit, what's this? Is the new South Park is Ubisoft, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, the Fractured Butthole.
Yes, that's quite good.
Looks like it's going to be quite a good take on the superhero stuff. Something they're doing that I really like is they're giving the previous game away free if you pre-order it.
Well, that's good.
Which is quite clever as well, because if you're like, oh, well, there's a new South Park game, I haven't played the last one yet. Yeah, pre-order it. We, know you're going to buy it, but also you get to play the first one for free. Makes perfect sense from a sort of business point of view, and it's quite nice for anybody who didn't play the first one.
It is very clever.
Yeah, I like that. It's I think it's a good business strategy, but also quite customer friendly. Yeah. Which makes a nice change to here's a half completed game, and we'll charge you a fortune for the fucking DLC, which seems to be where everybody else is coming from at the moment.
Yes, it's open access preview.
Yeah, fucking cheeky.
Sega announced a new Sonic Boom game. Yeah.
Oh, they didn't.
Yeah, Fire and Ice.
Oh, fuck this world. And why? I didn't even. The Sega weren't even on my radar. I haven't even got any notes from them.
Oh, they're very quiet, yeah. I think they're making them just to specifically piss off Chris Chan now. They blew off. That seems to be the only thing that people want to buy him for, just upset Chris Chan.
The concept is just all made to upset one person.
Yeah.
That's where we live now, guys.
Well, have you seen that Sonic the Hedgehog official Twitter page? They keep posting up pictures of Sonichu every now and then. I don't know if you noticed that. Well, obviously you don't follow them. Yeah, they keep posting up pictures of Sonichu for a laugh, or putting them in questionnaires and that. When you do, you could do like a poll thing on Twitter, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the answers is always Sonichu.
Mate, that must be weird to have come up with this completely original character and then have it actually used in a sort of piss-takey stance by the company. My God. How thoroughly bizarre.
Well, he's angry about it because he thinks they're trying to profit from his creation. So. Yeah,
it's. I was going to say somebody needs to explain that to him, but that's never going to happen, is it? Never in a million years. My God.
Quake Champions. Were you a Quake fan? Quake 3?
Oh, no, that's interesting. Quake Champions. That'll be Bethesda again, surely.
Yeah.
That'll be sort of a remake of Quake 3 by the sounds of it, won't it? The arena one. I wasn't a fan of it. Back in the day, I remember spending a whole week trying to work out if I should get Quake 3 or Unreal Tournament, because they came out at the same time. And I went with Quake 3 and hated it, and then got Unreal Tournament, was cheap, and fucking loved it. Oh. So I picked badly there. But I think I was going to say a more sort of basic arena shooter for online might be a good thing, but I don't know, that's what all the big games are at the moment, really, aren't they? Overwatch and et cetera, et cetera. I don't know.
Sega have announced a PSVR version of Rez.
Oh, I can see that working in VR. That is interesting.
So that was quite.
Sorry, I'm literally imagining how that would work.
Yeah,
sort of.
Sorry, that doesn't work. Yeah. That doesn't translate very well in a podcast.
Yeah, sorry, guy. That really captured my imagination just then.
I wonder what that noise was.
Yeah. Oh, my imaginations. No, that's interesting. Look forward to that. I'm trying to think if there's any more Ubisoft. Fuck! They've got that virtual reality Star Trek thing, haven't they?
Bridge Crew.
That's it.
Yes.
That's interesting. Yeah, sit in your chair and give commands and blow up the Klingons or whatever. I think this is something we haven't seen from VR yet. So I think is going to be very big. Is this sort of social thing? Because currently none of the VR games really seem to have any sort of online interactivity. And I think it's going to be more immersive when there's like a real person in there with you, so to speak. As long as you get to do exciting things like, controlling the guns and stuff and not just flushing the toilets.
You're not just giving orders and that and other players are playing the other characters or something.
I think that will be an extent to it, because somebody's got to be the captain.
Yeah.
Everyone fighting over who gets to be the captain.
You're not going to just get a bunch of people running around trying to teabag a hooer or anything.
That's the DLC.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. We sort of went into Bethesda a bit there. Let's continue on with them, shall we?
Yes, they got they got a PS4, Xbox One version of Skyrim, which I'm sure you'll be excited about.
Yeah, the most white and blue game ever made. Yeah. I imagine. In fact, it looks even more white and blue than it did before, which is quite astonishing.
Well, they noticed that new sun ray effects and stuff like that. That's what they're talking about now.
Yeah, it's not really what the game was missing. But yeah, now Skyrim's still a decent game. A lot of fun to be had in it. Yeah. New Prey game you mentioned earlier. Should be interesting. Quite Champions. Sequel to Dishonored.
Oh, yes.
Which I believe they're calling Dishonored 2.
Ooh.
Which there's a turn up for the books.
Such innovation.
Yeah, amazing. I've still not got around to playing Dishonored, but I really fucking like the look of it.
It's quite fun. It's very stylized. You can get the HD. You can get the PS4 version for like £5-10 now.
Well, I might do that. Mind you, that'll look about the same as the PC version, which I think I've already got. So, we'll see about that.
I'm trying to see what else has Bethesda's done.
They've got a new Elder Scrolls game coming, but it's a card game.
Elder Scrolls Legends, which for the iPad and PC.
Makes sense. But is it going to be one where you have to collect all the cards and all that bollocks?
I have no idea because I paid absolutely zero attention to it.
I did have a quick look. There's like a trailer, but it was just some faces and flavor text talking and that sort of stuff. Yeah. I think that's it from Bethesda. Yeah, Prey, Skyrim, Quake. We mentioned Dishonored 2 and Elder Scrolls. Fuck it, we're gonna have to talk about Electronic Arts at some point.
Oh, EA
Sports. Game.
They're bringing out FIFA 17 this year.
Shit, really?
I know. I just thought, oh, they're never going to do it. They're never going to bring out another FIFA.
Yeah, I mean, that is a turn up for the book. It's been at least 3 minutes since we had one.
Yeah, after the success they had with FIFA 16, I thought they can't ever top that.
Bloody fit every year. So yeah, all the numerical iterations of your favourite sports games. This battle, as you said before, Battlefront.
Maybe there's like a special edition said Blatter Corruption mode or something where you have to.
Oh, that would be good. A little secret something. There is some sort of new game mode in it, isn't there? Some sort of. I can't remember what it was. It sounded a bit like a career mode, but with more sort of control over it. I don't know if it's going to. What was that PlayStation football game where you just played like one player?
Oh, El Carante or something.
Yeah, Libero Grande?
Libero Grande, yes.
Yeah. I don't know if it's anything like that at all, but it just sprang to mind and I wanted to remember what it was called. So thanks for that. You helped me there.
Actually, they've had that mode for quite a few years where you just play as one character and it's like everybody else is playing. Have you seen this? Have you ever tried it?
That rings a bell now. But I seem to remember mentioning that in a previous video. I've just got no memory or interest in this FIFA stuff.
We don't. We played it online, me and Wes, and he turned off the offside rule, and basically it just turns into jumpers for goalposts. There's like the entire football team was just crammed around the goal. Nobody could get in because there's so many people there. And there was a guy on the other team just screaming his head off, shouting, "Offside! Offside!" He's getting so pissed off because the offside ball wasn't working. Because they literally couldn't get the ball past because it was full up with our players.
That means that Wes actually made FIFA entertaining and is therefore a wizard. A magical wizard.
They should have a... That would be brilliant, wouldn't it? Have an actual jumpers for goalpost mode. What, yeah, 30 players on the pitch and they're all kicking around a tennis ball.
And if you're really unlucky, every 5 minutes somebody's mum calls him in for tea. And if you're super unlucky, it's the player who owns the ball.
Instead of penalties, it's somebody who's rolled the ball in dog shit and you have to head...
Half of the game is spent fighting. There were 2 ZX Spectrum games like that where you could get into actual fights while playing. Street Sports Soccer.
Yeah, was that a Codemasters game or something?
I believe it was. I actually had that. And you could, like, go through people's back gardens to sow the...
Oh, that's brilliant. They should do that. It's instant game over if you hit the next door neighbour granddad's garden, his greenhouse, knock a ball for a window. Everybody has to run off. I know where you live.
Sometimes you'd score a perfectly legitimate goal and the other team would go, that wasn't a goal. Go, yes, it was. Yeah. No, it wasn't. Little speech bubbles would come and have this argument. It was obviously goal. And they ended up having a fight over it. And whoever won the fight had their decision carried through. So you could have a perfectly legitimate goal completely discounted because some liar had a fight about it afterwards. It really wasn't that good a game, but it was an interesting concept.
We should bring this back. Bring a Kickstarter to this football game.
Oh my God, the fucking hell. Seriously, if any programmers are listening and want to steal that idea, fucking do it. That'd be great.
Some arsehole walking his dog straight through the middle of the pitch for the game. I'll get a police on you. I know where you live. Somebody's dog runs past and grabs hold of the ball. So it's an entire Benny Hill type thing.
For DLC, one of them is dressed as a nurse and one as a gorilla. Slap the bald man's head 5 times to get back into the game. Oh my God. That's entertained me more than anything at E3. Oh God.
Shall we just create our own E3 next year? This summer?
Yes. In 6 months' time, we'll have our own one.
Yeah, because I got my one's got no Sonic the Hedgehog's coming out on it.
Oh God, where were we? What were we
going to? My one's got Shenmue 4 announced on it. So.
Shenmue 12.
Yeah.
All the other games are in your imagination.
Basically, every single game, every single publisher's releasing a version of Shenmue. That's my E3.
But actually, there wasn't any information on Shenmue 3, was there?
Apart from Ubisoft, who's got a new Asphalt game coming out.
Surely they only release those when a new console's released. A new handheld, usually.
Legal requirement.
God. They've announced a new Star Wars Battlefront with new trilogy stuff in, obviously. I'm sure that'll be half-assed again and full of expensive DLC.
Is that the one made by Respawn?
That may be Respawn, actually. Yeah, I didn't see who was making that one.
Oh, they're Titanfall 2, aren't they, as well?
Yeah, that's it. You know, I like the look of Titanfall 2, but by the time I bought it, no fucker was playing it.
Oh, well, they're giving it away for free in the end.
It's like one of those things where you quite want to see something in the cinema, but you miss it because you're too busy and it's not on for very long, and then you go, oh, that's a shame. I felt the same about Titanfall with that.
Oh, no, I love playing Titanfall. You never want to play with me online anymore. You're always too busy.
I never play fucking anything online. Can't remember the last time I did, actually.
Don't you ever play Dark Souls online?
I suppose that's technically online.
Where you get some bastard keep invading your game every nanosecond.
That's it.
Just fuck off, I just want to play the game.
Fuckers. I ended up upgrading an S-Stock plus 10 and R1 spamming any fucker who comes at me trying that. I get a bit too much of that. And I must have helped about 40 million people kill Aldridge, the end-level boss, because I found it trivially easy, and a lot of people have trouble with it. So I've just been helping loads of people with it. Oh. It's weird, Dark Souls like that. Like, one person will find one boss just so easy it's unbelievable, and somebody else gets stuck at it for ages. Very weird how the bosses work in that. Very personal thing.
Well, I think their video game mentality. I do like the fact that Dark Souls use old-fashioned boss tactics that you have to wait for a weak spot to open.
Yeah, and learn the moves and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and because most like modern mentalities of bosses in games now is just basically Rochambeau, isn't it? Just keep hitting him until hopefully he dies before you do.
Yeah, that does not work well in Dark Souls, John.
Apart from that witch boss in Dark Souls 3, she dies from doing that.
The Crystal Sage?
It might be that, yes.
Yeah, that was one I found quite easy as well. Literally
she just keeps spinning round on that, and if you hit her before she does her projectile move,
you can do some serious fucking damage on it. Then in the second phase, where there's loads of clones, it's painfully obvious which is the real one, because it's like purple, different colour to all the others. Crystal Sage, will you ever learn? There's the other one as well, the twin you find later on in the Grand Archives, if you've got that far. If not, I've spoiled it for you, sorry.
Oh, you ruined it for me.
That's it. Take the disc out, snap it in half.
Oh.
So yeah, Battlefront. We mentioned the visceral third-person Star Wars game, didn't we? Battlefield 1 we mentioned. Titanfall 2. There's more Mass Effect, isn't there?
Is there? I played like the first one for about 10 minutes. I could never get into it. I never really liked it.
I've never really tried. It does feel like the obvious successor to Knights of the Old Republic. But, Andromeda it's called, and it's all about mankind trying to find a new home among the stars. A bit like when you won Civilization by going to Alpha Centauri.
Oh. They got a new season of Killer Instinct as well. I got new characters for that.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Who's it at this time?
They got
bloke from the news agent.
General Rahm is one of them, like the boss at the end of Gears of War 1, which I don't think. Why would they do that? Why didn't they have Marcus Phoenix? That's what I got. Because they've had Rash from Battletoads, because they're just doing wacky characters now.
God.
I haven't got anyone from Halo yet, I don't think. In there. Let's see, have they got the Arbiter?
Yeah,
Arbiter. They're just, why are they going for characters that people not the one that's
I can exclusively reveal the next 3 characters they're going to unveil.
Yeah.
One is a dog whose face is a paperclip that they found in a Kinder Egg. One is the Battle Beast.
It's an old Pepe dog from
Pepe from Mexico. I've still got a PK. That was it. I've still got a PK sticker from a Kinder Egg on my wall. I can see it from where I'm sitting right now. Seriously. Oh God!
Everybody always had. Every time you opened one in the 80s, it was a PK dog figure.
Well, there's a collectible Coke bottle. Is going to be another enemy, and
it's a Happy Meal.
Yeah, and finally, every single Battle Beast is going to be selectable as a single character, and you swap between them by pressing the right bumper. Oh dear. Oh, fuck me! There's that remaster of Bulletstorm coming, isn't there?
Oh, is it? I was just thinking about stupid cameo characters. Years ago, I was reading a Super Nintendo magazine, and they had a thing where you can sort of come up. You'd write down. You know, there was that thing where you can submit your own game idea.
Oh yeah.
And some kid wrote in. He says, "My idea is for a Mario Kart game, but it's starring Aladdin and the Chuckle Brothers." Weird combination of characters.
Did I tell you I met the Chuckle Brothers?
Yeah,
you.
Yeah,
that's the most bizarre thing,
weren't they? Doing
yeah. I thought it was on drugs or something for a second. Oh, the Chuckle Brothers are outside and they're filming a promo for Hitman. What?
Why didn't you get involved in that? I mean, you're more relevant than the Chuckle Brothers for Hitman.
Nobody is more relevant than the Chuckle Brothers, Larry. Come on. I mean, any political crisis, the first person we want to hear from are the Chuckle Brothers.
What's your opinion on Brexit there, Barry?
To me, you, it's always the same. Then the Patton brothers come up and tell them no slacking, and it's a classic routine. No, but remaster of Bulletstorm is an odd choice. I didn't think it was that popular. Yeah,
that's bizarre. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I do like the creativity of being able to kill characters to get sort of combo bonuses, but they weren't screaming out for it.
The problem is, if you do want a good old-fashioned, here's a fucking lot of bullet shooter, the new Doom pretty much does that, doesn't it?
Yes, that is quite good, actually, the new Doom.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to buy that when it's cheap on Steam, because I am mean.
You're earning millions of pounds a year from your YouTube. Are you still knuckle and diming?
My God, millions of pounds a year.
Yeah. Well, I'll just go and buy.
PewDiePie is asking to borrow money from me.
I'll just go and buy your Social Blade stats.
Well, if you look, the Social Blade does say it's somewhere between 3 pence and 14 million pounds a year. They actually quote those social blade things in newspaper articles sometimes. How could you quote it? It's like a fucking totally random, huge number.
I mean, it's so inaccurate. I might as well put you word somewhere between nothing and all the money in the world.
That's not any less accurate.
Yeah.
I can confirm I do earn something between nothing and all the money in the world.
Oh, that's good.
Unfortunately, it's far closer to the money end. Than the
so closer to nothing, but especially if some bastard's ID claimed you. So.
Yeah, oh, well, thank God I don't get that yet.
Did you win your appeal against the rapper who claimed your Pac-Man video, or how Pac-Man?
No, I didn't, but it went away after a while automatically.
He said, "No, I've earned enough money from your."
Yeah, that's it. You mean that's really annoying because that's my most watched video,
I
and
know.
neither of us have ever earned a fucking penny from it, and it's had ads on it.
I know. So, you put my kid through college from that video, so I might as well give it back to you.
Yeah, God, maybe the rapper will come up and do an impromptu set at my wedding or something, whilst making the Pac-Man noise,
and then ID crop.
ID claim my wife.
Yeah.
Just runs off with her at the end. No. Oh,
he's going to copyright strike the best man.
Yeah. God, I think that's it for me. Oh no, they did have an interesting thing, like a puzzle platform, a very stylish looking one called Faye.
Faye, yes. Every time I look at that, I think of the character from Skyward Sword.
I keep thinking it's Fee as an F-E and it's about iron, but no, that's not true. But yeah, it looks a bit limbo-y, a little bit Journey.
Yeah.
You know, it's very much influenced by a lot of other indie stuff.
Oh yeah, you've got to have a pretentious indie game, and that is also it's like a legal requirement now, isn't it? You have to some sort of like snobby, and it's always going to get look. It's so artistic in its style, and it's an experience.
It's a walking simulator.
A walking simulator. Some bloke going around talking in a monotonic voice about how miserable his life is. Yeah, thanks, mate. It's just as bad as mine. In fact, you're the one reasonable for. You're the reason it is so bloody miserable because I just wasted 15 on this piece of shit.
Come on now, you always wait till walking simulators are in the Steam sale. Come on. Oh God. I think all we've really got left for the major studios then is Bethesda. We've mentioned a few, haven't we?
We said Bethesda, haven't we?
Yeah, we did Elder Scrolls Legends, Dishonored. Oh yeah, fuck, we have been through Bethesda entirely.
So we've done Ubisoft, we've done Bethesda, we've done Sega.
Bethesda was all sequels or spin-offs, wasn't it? There was nothing.
Oh, they announced some new DLC stuff for Fallout.
Oh, that's fucking DLC, yeah. There's nothing new from Bethesda at all. Which is
Horizon Zero Dawn from Sony. We didn't mention that, but we did. We talked about that last year, didn't we?
I think we did.
I believe we did. So let's just copy and paste what we said last year and then save us on 25 minutes.
Yeah, just go back and listen to the last one, guys. Yeah. That's fine. Click on the ads while you're at it. It'll be great.
Click on them.
Oh my God. Yeah, the other stuff. What did we not mention? We mentioned Telltale. No, we didn't mention Telltale Batman.
Oh God!
Yeah,
bloody Lego Batman.
No,
no, sorry, Telltale. The point.
Yeah, Telltale is the old, modernised point and click stuff. They've got everything in the world, haven't they? Game of Thrones, Batman, Walking Dead, Minecraft.
They're like the Funko Pop of video games.
Yeah, they're making one about my dad. That's crazy. It's soon. In fact, by the end of the year, every human who has ever lived will have a Telltale game about their life story.
Is there a Walcott point and click level in there? Is there? So.
Yeah. That's it. You have to drive the car to Walcott.
Yeah, you have to drag the fork up for the chip shop.
Oh my God. Yes, that's an interesting one. You'd think that's a more obvious action game thing, but fuck, if the story's good, it doesn't really matter, does it? You know. But I imagine there'll be more Bruce Wayne in it as well, which is a side you don't often see explored.
Yeah, you can flick his murdered parents. Can't you?
See, yeah, that's it. My parents are dead. Yeah. You can say that at any stage in any dialogue.
Say it in sad voice or gravelly voice.
So, Mr. Wayne, the charitable foundation is really very pleased that you're upping the amount you're putting in each year. Well, that's fine. I think it's a very important cause. My parents are dead! Sorry, Mr. Wayne. My parents are dead.
My parents are dead.
Spamming the button. It's like X for Jason. Oh God. Trying to think of the other stuff. Agents of Mayhem, that Saints Row spin-off.
Oh yeah, apparently it's part of the Saints Row universe, isn't it?
Yeah, another first-person shooter with strong characterization, because that seems to be the latest thing, doesn't it? Team Fortress 2 has finally sort of leaked through a bit, and now they're all full-on characters. Well, Overwatch being the ultimate example.
Oh yeah. Overwatch is just, let's take Team Fortress 2 and then stick a shitload more characters on and make it even more impossible to understand.
It does feel really Team Fortress 2-y, actually, doesn't it? That's a fucking good point. Agents of Mayhem, I'm not sure about. Is it like a cooperative shooter? Is it another arena shooter?
I think basically what I believe is they are splitting. They're trying to pull back Saints Row into a more sort of grounded, real-time, open world game, more like the first two, and then all the stupid wacky shit they had in Saints Row 3 and 4 they're going to into that. So basically they're splitting the franchise.
That's interesting. I'm not sure taking Saints Row back to a more realistic thing is that good an idea, because
I love the first one.
Gee, I unfortunately bought Saints Row in a 2 for £30 offer with Crackdown, and played Crackdown so much I kind of forgot about Saints Row 2 until Saints Row 2 was out.
No, I love the original Saints Row. I remember playing the demo so much that I was trying to find out glitches to actually break out the invisible walls to explore the rest of the map.
Shit.
And there's a load of the map there as well. I mean, it's a good, pretty much about 2/3 of the game is actually in the demo. And you can walk around these sort of partially unfinished levels.
My main memory of the first one, in fact, my only real memory of the first one, is sometimes they'd load in cars very slowly and you'd see people floating along.
Oh, yeah.
As if they were driving, then their car would sort of appear around them. Which is would be a fucking scary thing to see in real life.
Depends how much you've been drinking, really, isn't it? So.
That's true. If you see it every day, then there's a Dawn of War 3 on the go, isn't there?
Oh, okay.
Hopefully closer to the. I really liked the first Dawn of War and the expansions, but the second one, where it had a more "this is your superpower unit and here's everything" feel, just didn't quite work for me. But no, I'd really like a modernised Dawn of War. Actually, that'd be great. I still play the original occasionally. With a tear in my eye and a jaunty hat. New Castlevania game. Well, in everything but name.
Really? That Kickstarter.
Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Yeah. I backed that and foolishly asked for the PS4 version. Then I realised afterwards I always play those games in handheld. I'd have liked the Vita one, really.
Oh, maybe you'll get like a bundle thing or something. No, you won't.
No, you won't.
I'm surprised they didn't ask you to be involved in that, because they do all these other YouTubers sort of doing stuff on that.
Really, I fucking love the Castlevania game. Mind you, I've never publicly said that, so why would they know? And I don't do modern game stuff, really, do I? So, plus, I personally punched the parents of everybody working on the project, so that rubbed them up the wrong way. But no, I'm super looking forward to that.
Well, in fact, your name in real life is actually Simon Belmont as well, which
that is correct. And I attack people with a whip.
Yeah, that's why everybody's confused with your Ashens and Ashen plural, really, isn't it? So it's because it's not his real name. His real name's Simon Belmont.
Oh no, I'm really looking for. I'd love a new fucking Castlevania game.
Well, that's not going to happen. Konami don't want to make any games now. They're just pachinko machines and
hit the lever. Now, if you look at the footage of Bloodstained, it is quite obviously Castlevania. So super looking forward to it. Hasn't been one since Order of Ecclesia, has there? And that was bloody donkey.
How about that Xbox 360 one?
Oh, that was the
multiplayer
thing. That's bullshit.
Yeah,
bullshit. I'm talking about the proper 2D exploration and I can't go through this door yet because I haven't got the upgrade hat. That kind of stuff.
Oh, Metroidvania one.
Yeah. That's where the Vania comes from.
Yes. Well, that's where basically everybody else is making their games now, isn't it? People are making Capcom's Mega Man series because they want to make one.
Yeah. Was that Mighty Number 9?
Mighty Number, yeah.
Which is Mighty
or somebody, they're calling it Mighty Number 2019 for the release date.
I thought it was out now. I thought it came out recently.
No, it's I don't know if it's out yet or not.
There's been a lot of videos and mentions of it, but I haven't looked into it. So Who can say?
That's another thing as well. The demo the preview build they released last year, it's got nearly the whole game in it as well. So I don't know
Shit, that's a hell of a preview.
if you hacked. Well, no, if you hacked it, I mean you only get like one.
Ah,
But yeah, if you
I see.
hack it and you get into it, and he's got loads of other levels and stuff. But yeah, apparently it's had a huge downgrade in that. And what's his name? Is it Itagati, whoever his name? But the guy.
Oh, yeah, they call him Iggy or something. Iggy,
Yeah.
Iggy. Can't remember what they call him.
The thing is, he gets distracted so easily. I mean, somebody jangles their car keys and he wants to make another game.
VR car key drag.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Speaking of VR, there's a Serious Sam VR game.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, in the works. Looks quite good fun. Sort of a wave shooter because that works because if you've got your Vive, you've got a limited room space you can move in, and if you've got your Oculus, you're basically sitting in a chair pretty much, aren't you? Because the room scale don't work too good.
You got a headless suicide bombers running towards you in virtual reality.
Yes. Oh god, yeah, that's scary as fuck. Actually, thinking about it, but somebody putting in the sort of effort to make a proper fucking shooter like that would be great, I reckon. But how do you keep it fresh? How do you keep the longevity in it? I don't know. Maybe you just make it short and release it cheap. Who can say?
Possibly. I think a lot of these are going to be free games now. I think a lot of the games they've announced are going to be like mini games for this big collection they're going to be doing and stuff.
I think that's a good way of doing it. Actually,
are you pre-ordering a VR? Are you going to get one?
I've got one. Got a Vive set up at the office.
No, a PlayStation VR.
No, probably not because I just don't think it's going to be much cop.
Say I've got one already. Yeah, because I live in the future.
Yes, I've got 3, Larry.
Yeah.
I play them with my Xbox Scorpio on my 9K television. Now, saying I wouldn't get one is a stupid thing to say because maybe all the interesting games would be on it, so it didn't matter if it was, technically not as good. But it really does seem like a massive step down from what we've already got, But who knows? It does not pay to predict the future. We're not Michael Pachter. Nio? How is that pronounced? The new Team Ninja game.
Nier.
Nioh?
They got a Nier Automata. Is that it?
No, this is from Team Ninja. It's Nioh. The old.
Okay. Oh, yeah, they have a Nier game as well. There's a new Nier game coming out.
Oh, is there? Fuck. Oh, what, Nier?
Yeah, Nier. Yeah, Nier Automata.
Shit, I didn't know that. That was a fucking weird game. Didn't quite work, did it?
Is it that thing you got to complete it 3 times and it wipes your memory and then you get the good ending or something?
Something along those lines.
Completely messed up or something.
There was a lot of weird shit, interesting ideas, but the game didn't quite hold together.
No.
It was interesting they're getting another sort of bite at the apple on that. I think that could be interesting. I did not know that. Fuck. No, this is Team Ninja, old Ninja Gaiden people and that.
Players will traverse a war-torn Japan as William, a blonde-haired swordsman whose background is as a fierce warrior and seasoned knowledge of the blade that allows him to survive in a demon-plagued land of the samurai, known as yokai. So basically, isn't that bloody what's that Capcom game? That was Japanese Capcom game that's set like Resident Evil.
Oh,
Onimusha.
Yes, that's it. Apparently, it's going to be slower than their normal stuff and sort of a bit more strategic and less, run around, mash the button stuff.
Slightly less exposed cleavage that bounces everywhere.
No, that's it. It's going to literally be first-person view, and you have massive breasts that constantly bounce at the bottom of the screen. The VR experience is meant to be nauseating. They were going to get Lolo Ferrari in to do motion capture, but unfortunately, she died like 15 years ago.
Yeah. They're actually going to use preview footage from Eurotrash.
Antoine Decaune is going to do all the voices. Jean-Paul Gaultier is the narrator.
Oh, he'd be quite good because he's got a monotonic voice, isn't he? Because they love using
British charms. God, there was a new Eurotrash the other night, wasn't there?
Yeah, for the Brexit, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, I've got to watch that. Just fucking nostalgia up the hoo-ha. Right, and the last game I'm going to mention is one I'm super interested in. It's called Absolver, and it looks like a weird cross between a fighting game and an RGP. RGP? What the fuck is an RGP? RPG. A rocket grenade propulsion. Sort of
a role-playing game.
Role-playing plane. Sort of a mash-up hybrid fighting game RPG thing coming to Absolver. I think it's out on Xbox One and PS4.
Let's have
it looked very interesting.
Yes. Okay, that's something I didn't actually look at.
Yeah. No, that's something.
Oh yes, I've seen that. Yeah. Oh no, it's not. No, sorry, it's nothing else. It's in the ruins of the fallen Adel Empire, you awaken with a mysterious mask on your face and faint recollections of an esoteric ceremony. Freeing you from hunger, thirst, and even death, the mask is a creation of the guides, the rule of the lands, and you place you here to determine you are worthy of becoming part of the elite corps, the Absolvers. As you wander these forsaken lands, encountering other prospects like you. And is it? That sounds familiar.
That sounds like a cross between Dark Souls and Splatterhouse. Really does, doesn't it, plot-wise? Yeah, I don't know, something about it I really like the look of. I do like a good fighting game, so we'll see how that one runs.
It's made by a developer called Slow Clap.
Slow Clap. Oh man, I hope it's good. If not, you know what every fucker's going to do to them when they see them outside? Tweak their nipples now.
Ex-Ubisoft Paris developers.
Oh, that's interesting.
So yes. So that's why there's no new Assassin's Creed this year, because they're all making this.
That's it, I think. That is all my notes, and I can't remember anything else. My God.
Oh, Mighty Number 9 did come out recently.
It did come. I thought it did, just because there seemed to be a lot of reviews and things about it, you know.
Yeah, that does indicate that something's come out.
Oh, yeah. To be fair, I couldn't remember if they were reviews, though, or maybe just reviews of the latest preview version.
Well, it's not very good. IGN's just reviewed it and given it 5.6 out of 10, called it mediocre. Charmless and full of poorly executed ideas, Mighty Number 9 fails to entertain despite its legendary pedigree. Oh, that's a shame.
Since it's been 19 years coming and they upset everybody in the world during the Kickstarter.
Maybe they didn't like it because it's got dual analog stick controls or something. They couldn't work them out. So. No, that's GameSpot. That's GameSpot.
That does amaze me, that bloke was furious about that, wasn't he? And yet, within 5 minutes, it became the default for all console games. Yeah. This is a reference to Larry's latest video. They should all go and watch.
That's the previous video, actually. But
oh yes,
I've been so prolific lately. I've actually done 2 videos.
Have you? What was the one I thought?
I done about video game journalists. That was the last one. The one before is no, actually, it's the same video, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say it was. It's the video game journalist one. Yeah,
stupid. Yeah, that's quite. Yeah, and they also told everyone to not to buy it and wait for Aliens Colonial Marines instead.
God almighty! Imagine if you had waited years for Aliens Colonial Marines.
Who the hell waits 13 years for... Oh, actually, people who want the sequel to Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, and Shenmue and various other things, actually.
Being a video game fan, you have to be very patient, don't you?
You bloody do. Unless you like FIFA games.
Yeah, unless you like FIFA Assassin's Creed.
Oh, my God. Predictions for next year. FIFA 18.
FIFA 18, maybe. And Madden 18, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's very likely.
That's good. That's probably another showing of The Last Guardian. The DLC for The Last Guardian.
Where you can play as Master Chief.
Yeah. Actually, going to be doing it's a definitive edition for the PS4 Neo.
Yeah. Oh, God. We shouldn't joke about that, man. That could actually end up being...
They've done a Dead Island definitive edition's just come out. They completely missed the pun of definitive.
Oh, come on, guys. That's like fucking naming 101.
Yeah.
Bloody
yeah, so that's got a wasted opportunity there. See, I need to work on getting all these puns. Maybe if I didn't spend my time shit talking the video game industry and videos, maybe I'd get a job in there.
So, Larry, would you mind writing us some puns? No, sorry. Too busy talking shit about people I might work with one day and upsetting them. Yep. Oh, that's funny. Flaming dog turd through my letterbox again. Strange. Oh, God.
Probably tried to throw it at my face, but the dual analog controls missed it.
It was strafing by accident. Straight through your neighbour's door again.
Dog turd strafing, yeah.
Oh, God. Well, that's that, I reckon, mate.
Yes. That is, like I said, what would you give this E3 out of 10?
Well, I agree that it was a lot of fucking games, which is great, and I'm genuinely interested in quite a lot of them, but I think the big weakness for me is there was a lot of interesting games last year that just aren't out yet and weren't even mentioned this year.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I understand these things take years to work on, but I don't know if you should really be giving much details or announcements until you're like at least a year off.
That's what I don't get. I think you should have 6 months at most announcing a game, because I think there's so many games coming out. It's hard to keep excited about a game.
Yeah.
I know it does sound like we all got ADD, but it's true, isn't it? I mean,
It is, because there's so much stuff and other bits, and it is. You think, oh fuck yeah, that was a thing. Oh yeah, that'd be good. You know.
So you've either forgotten about it, or you don't care about it by the time it comes out. I mean, this is what I'm getting with a lot of games, and
I tell you who do it well, or used to at least, Apple. They do things like, we're announcing this tiny iPod that I've just pulled out of my jeans pocket. When's it released? Oh, 2 weeks. You know, like, fuck, we didn't even know that was in development. You can buy it within a month, you know. Whereas the video game equivalent is, you know something's in development, then they officially announce it, and then 15 years later you get Duke Nukem Forever.
Well, the Sega done that with their consoles, don't they? Oh, by the way, it's out now. I don't know if anybody noticed. Nobody's bought it, but it's out now.
Yes, but that's only been out a year. Could you buy one, please, somebody? We kind of want to check they work. Oh, well, another year, another E3.
So, yes, so join us for the 2017 edition of E3.
Yes.
Looking, where we'll be talking about the games that didn't come out yet were announced this year.
Yeah. Watch Dogs 3.
Watch Dogs 3. And
FIFA 18.
Yes.
Madden 18. And
whatever
Gears of War 12.
And every single Ubisoft game for the last 3 years. And then we'll we can announce that they've downgraded the graphics that the video they used at E3. Like they did
man, they can't do that again. Everyone in their office will be burnt alive, I think. Oh, no, I've got a friend who works there. Bloody hell. Right, I'm going now to eat some foods. Foods.
At least we don't have to wait for E3 equivalent of food.
Oh, God, imagine that. We'd all starve to death waiting for the latest version of the pizza.
So you get your burger this year, but you got to wait for the bacon DLC.
And you pay extra for it as well. Well, actually, that's how it works in a restaurant often. So.
It's amazing. Do you think McDonald's will be doing a season pass for the Big Mac soon? If you order this, you get an extra burger. You get.
I didn't really want the lettuce. Yeah, but you see, if you buy the tomato, the lettuce, the gherkin, and the sesame seeds together, you know, you get the lettuce for free virtually, so you might as well have it.
Yeah, so you get the Burger of the Year edition next year. It's like this burger that nobody ate the previous day. It's gone all sort of dried out and manky. And that's the game.
Oh my God. Meal of the Year edition. I bought the limited edition collector's one, which came with some nuggets. Yes.
Oh, it's gone hardboiled now, so it's its own statue. So.
Oh, God. And on that bombshell...
Good night.
Good night, my friends.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Blue. There you go. And... recording a call. Hang on, let me just blow my nose. Okay. Me.
There we are.
Catch the pigeon.
Clank, you knucklehead. I can't do a Muttley laugh, so... That's it. Perfect.
Yeah, that's quite good because I've got asthma, so it's quite easy for me.
That's always nice. It's nice to use your maladies.
Yes. If
oh my God.
Using your weaknesses as your strength, and no one can ever hurt you.
Unfortunately, if your weakness is death, or brittle bones. Oh my God. Right then, let's get going with this bullshit, man. Let's do some E3.
Let's do it. Let's E3.
Let's make E3 happen. Yay. Right, so I'll let you do the intro.
Okay.